Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if the villagers find out Naruto is Minato's son. Before I start, please support for more amazing content, and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Bruins35 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Prologue. The night the Ninetales attacked, Hiruzen Sarutobi was on the front lines fighting and just about on the verge of defeat, when his students Jiraiya and Tsunade came to his aid. Meanwhile the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, was engaged in battle with a masked man going by the name of Toby. Hiruzen Sarutobi was in the fight for his life as he was in battle with the strongest of all the tailed beasts, the nine-tailed fox. Shit. I don't think I'm gonna survive this battle, Hiruzen said to himself. He noticed the Ninetales forming a tailed beast bomb, quickly waving through a series of hand signs. Earth release, mud wall. A massive earth wall was formed in front of everyone. The Ninetales fired his tailed beast bomb at the wall. The wall somehow withstands the attack, but after the attack the wall crumbles to the ground. What I would give to have my students Jiraiya and Tsunade here, Hiruzen said while panting from exhaustion. The third's eyes widened when he noticed the Ninetales charging at him. Hiruzen has no time to defend himself, crossing his arms to protect himself, although he knows he most likely will die from this attack. As he was coming to terms that this was most likely the end, he heard someone yell, "Fire release, big flame bullet!" Jiraiya yelled, shooting a big flaming bullet at the Ninetales, hitting the tailed beast straight in the face. Landing next to his sensei, Jiraiya looked at the panting Hiruzen and asked, "Sensei, are you okay?" "I'm fine, Jiraiya. Just taking a moment to catch my second wind," Hiruzen replied. "Looks like your age is finally catching up to you," Jiraiya said, teasing his sensei. "Shut the hell up, Jiraiya. You and I both know that not even you could defeat the Ninetales by yourself," Sarutobi scolded his former student. "Haha, I know, sensei, but I'm here now to help you with this. So let's try taking it down," Jiraiya replied. Jiraiya makes a sphere in his right hand, and starts charging at the Ninetales. Just behind him, Hiruzen waved through some hand signs. "Earth release, earth dragon bullet," Hiruzen yelled, creating a dragon-like head that fired several mud balls towards the Ninetales. The Ninetales moved to dodge the incoming projectiles just in time, but what the demon fox hadn't realized was that the third Hokage intended to use the attack as a smokescreen to give his student an opening to strike up close. That's when the Ninetales saw the incoming figure of Jiraiya from the corner of his eye, leaping in the air and closing fast with a Rasengan at the ready. The demon fox brought one of its tails up front just in the nick of time to block Jiraiya's attack. While Jiraiya was successful in making contact with the tailed beast, the Ninetales brushed off the Rasengan like it was nothing and used its tail to send Jiraiya flying through the air. The frog hermit made a recovery in midair just in the nick of time and landed next to his sensei once more. "Damn it! How the hell are we supposed to get through its defenses?" Jiraiya openly cursed, hoping his sensei would have a better idea. "I don't know, Jiraiya, but we need to figure something out or the whole village is going to get destroyed." "Here it comes again," Hiruzen said. Hiruzen and Jiraiya were about to wave through some hand signs again for another attack, but chose to hold off when they noticed someone jump ahead of them and punch the ground, causing a crater to form in front of the Ninetales. As the dust begins to settle, they see a pale blonde-haired woman standing in front of them. "Hey Sensei Jiraiya. Looks like you could use some help," Tsunade said. "Tsunade!" Hiruzen and Jiraiya yell. "Did you guys miss me?" Tsunade said, giving them a cheeky smile. "Tsunade, you know I miss you and those big melons of yours," Jiraiya teased, earning a smack and a punch on the back of the head from his sensei and Tsunade. "Oh. That hurt. That's what you get, you big pervert," Tsunade said angrily with their sensei nodding in agreement. After a few more attacks, "Damn it, Jiraiya. What are we gonna have to do to put an end to the Ninetales' destruction?" said Tsunade, desperately looking at Jiraiya for an answer. "Even with Sarutobi-sensei, we're struggling to slow the Ninetales down." "I really don't know, Tsunade. The Ninetales is the strongest of the tailed beasts. We don't even know if they can be killed. That's why they've always been sealed in a person. I don't think they can be killed by normal means," said Jiraiya with a sad look. "I just hope Minato and Kushina are okay." In another part of the village, Minato looks at the masked man. "Who are you? And why are you doing this to the village?" "Because I want the power of the Ninetales for myself, and I know when a female Jinchuriki is about to give birth. That's when the seal is the weakest," the masked man said. "To answer your other question on who am I? Let's go with the name Toby. But why are you doing this to the village? What did Konoha do to you that brought on this hatred to destroy the village and its people?" Minato yelled at the masked man now going by as Toby. "Why does it matter? You can't defeat me and the Ninetales is under my control now." "Just give up and die," Toby said. "That's what you think," Minato fired back, quickly going on to make a hand sign. "Shadow Clone Jutsu," Minato shouted, producing 10 shadow clones that started to advance towards Toby. "Fire release, Fireball Jutsu," Toby yelled. The large fireball destroys the shadow clones. Behind his mask, Toby was smirking at first, but it quickly turned into a frown as the real Minato appeared through the smoke with a Rasengan in his right hand. "Rasengan!" Minato shouted, trying to shove the Rasengan into Toby's chest. But the normal result that Minato was expecting to see upon making contact with his target ultimately failed, as he passed straight through Toby's body. Minato was in disbelief at what had just happened. To his knowledge, the only other person who could use a space-time ninjutsu was the second Hokage, Tobirama Senju. Taking that into consideration, whoever this Toby was, clearly possessed a jutsu not yet known to the shinobi world. The only way he could bring this fight to an abrupt close was if he could find a weakness to exploit. The yellow flash was pulled out of thought when he felt his right forearm being grabbed by Toby. Minato quickly reacted by engaging Toby in a taijutsu battle. Despite his best efforts to land a blow on his opponent, every single of Minato's attacks were either dodged or went straight through Toby. Growing tired of this endless charade, Toby began to fight back. After repeated attempts to land a blow of his own on Minato, Toby finally managed to find an opening and landed a kick in Minato's gut, sending the yellow flash back about 30 feet. "Is that the best you can do, Lord Fourth?" Toby taunted. "Because if so, then you are truly unworthy of your title as Hokage. I was expecting much more of the man who single-handedly ended the Third Great Shinobi War." "Not even close." Minato smirked, while maintaining a cool and calm mind. Reaching for a three-pronged kunai from his pouch, Minato began to prepare himself for whatever might be coming next. He watched as Toby pulled out a strange chain weapon with cuffs that the masked man attached to either wrist. With his special kunai at the ready in an offensive stance, Minato started to charge towards his opponent once again. And as he closed in on Toby, his attack was rendered useless, passing straight through the mysterious assailant just like before. Just then, Toby tried to trap Minato using his chain. But his efforts proved to be unfruitful when Minato teleported to another one of his nearby kunai. Following his second failed head-on attack, Minato took a moment to review what he had learned about his opponent thus far. At this point in time, Minato knew with absolute certainty that physical attacks had no effect on Toby. In addition, Toby only made himself solid when attacking his opponent in close proximity. That meant the key to exploiting Toby's lone weakness not only lied in striking him at the exact same time, but it also entailed being faster than him even if it was only by a second. Minato looked over his shoulder and saw Toby was waiting for him to strike. The yellow flash prepared to strike his opponent one last time, starting to charge at the masked man. This time with a different strategy in mind. He threw his three-pronged kunai inscribed with the Flying Thunder God formula inscribed on it directly at Toby's head. Toby thought nothing of the move, letting the kunai pass directly through him. What the masked man didn't anticipate, however, was that Minato had no intention of hitting him with the three-pronged kunai. Just as the two adversaries were about to collide in what would be their final blow, Minato vanished in front of his eyes. And less than a second later, Minato reappeared right behind him, catching the kunai and drove a Rasengan into his back. Toby was sent flying back about 40 to 50 yards away. As Toby struggled to get up and stand on his own 2 feet, Minato appeared right before him and slammed his hand against Toby's chest, making a contract seal appear. "A contract seal? What are you trying to do? Free the Nine Tails from being under my power?" Toby said with curiosity. "Not trying. I already did. He's no longer under your control, Toby," Minato said. Impressed, Toby goes on and says, "You're truly worthy of being called the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze. Not only did you stop the Nine Tails from being under my power, but you also injured me too." Minato looks up at him with a smirk, but it eventually turns into a frown as Toby continues to speak. "But just realize this. I will be back, and the fox will once again be mine. The fox and this whole world will bend to my power. There's many doors left open for me still. The world better prepare." Toby then proceeds to vanish from what looked like a portal. After watching Toby disappear using his teleportation jutsu, Minato saw that the Nine Tails was still going on a rampage. He immediately started running towards the Nine Tails, knowing Naruto was safe with Kushina. Upon arriving near the Nine Tails, Minato realized how much damage and death had been inflicted by the beast while it was still under Madara's control. With a saddened look, Minato knew what he had to do. To save the village and its citizens, he would have to use the sealing technique, Reaper Death Seal. Minato threw his three-pronged kunai towards the head of the Nine Tails, and used the Flying Thunder God to teleport himself on top of the Nine Tails. Once he was strategically positioned above the demon fox, Minato bit his thumb and shouted, summoning jutsu. Appearing on top of the Kyuubi was the chief toad himself, Gamabunta. "Gamabunta, if you can hold down the Nine Tails as long as you can, while I store chakra to teleport him to Kushina and Naruto," Minato yelled to Gamabunta. "Listen, kid, not even I can hold out long against the Nine Tails. But I'll hold out as long as I can for you," Gamabunta said. Minato put on a small smile for Gamabunta. "Thank you, my friend." Meanwhile, right before Minato showed up, "Jiraiya, what are we gonna do?" "I'm running out of ideas on how to stop it," Tsunade said, looking at Jiraiya with a defeated look. Jiraiya looks at Tsunade with a small smile. "Just finally tell her how you feel, you coward. Who knows if you'll even live through this fight with Kyuubi." "Hey Tsunade, I have something I need to tell you." Tsunade looks at Jiraiya with a confused expression. "Really right now, Jiraiya? We're in the middle of a fight for our lives and the villages. What can be so important you need to tell me now?" "Tsunade, if I wait, and we die here, then I'll regret never saying anything to you," Jiraiya said with a serious face. Tsunade looks at him, and is wondering what it could be. "Okay fine, tell me what it is," Tsunade said. Jiraiya took a deep breath and looked Tsunade in the eyes. Tsunade, ever since we were on the same team together, I've always loved you, even though I know you love Dan and never felt the same way about me. I always put my feelings down for your happiness, although, from time to time, I would jokingly ask you out. I never truly told you how I feel, and since we might die tonight, I didn't want to hold anything back and regret not telling you. Tsunade's eyes go wide and start tearing up. Jiraiya, I never wait, what's happening on top of the Nine-Tails' head? Tsunade said, as a big smoke cloud appeared. As the smoke cleared, they saw Gamabunta on top of the Kyuubi's head. Jiraiya, isn't that Gamabunta on top of the Nine-Tails' head? Tsunade said. Yes, it is, and it looks like Minato is on top of him. What is he doing here? He should be with Kushina, who's giving birth to their son, unless Kushina has given birth, and they're both safe. So maybe he came here? Jiraiya said to Tsunade. They both end up looking very puzzled as they see Gamabunta trying to hold down the Nine-Tails as Minato looks to be charging up chakra. Wait, Jiraiya, what is Minato trying to do? You don't think he's gonna try teleporting the Nine-Tails to Kushina and potentially try resealing it into her, or worse, their son? Tsunade said, with a frightened look in her eyes. Jiraiya, if he does the Reaper Death Seal, doesn't that mean Minato will die, and potentially Kushina if they reseal it in her again? Tsunade and Jiraiya both look at each other, scared of what Minato might be doing. They start running towards Minato and the Nine-Tails. As they get closer so he can try to stop him, Jiraiya yells up to Minato, stop Minato, if you're doing what we're thinking you're doing, you both will die and leave your son alone. Minato looks down and sees Jiraiya-sensei and Tsunade running to him. Minato gives them a small smile, sorry sensei, and Lady Tsunade, but it has to be done. Minato says to them and teleport himself and the Nine-Tails to where Kushina and Naruto are to seal the Nine-Tails into his son. Tsunade falls to her knees crying and screams, please Minato. Don't do this. She quietly mumbles, please don't die my son, I can't lose you too. Thinking no one heard this, but what she didn't notice was Jiraiya flinching and putting on a depressed facial expression. Thinking to himself, I really should tell her that Minato is actually. At that moment, Jiraiya lost his train of thought when he saw his sensei walking up to them. You two come with me. I know where Minato took the Nine-Tails. Minato told me where Kushina would be giving birth. So let's go, you two. We need to hurry, Toby sensei said to the two Sannin. Yes, sensei. They both said as Jiraiya helped Tsunade to her feet. They start running following Lord Third. In an unknown location, Kushina walked over to Naruto and couldn't help but smile at the blonde-haired, blue-eyed boy. I'm so happy you got your father's looks. I could just imagine how awful the kids in the academy would have been to you if he showed up with tomato red hair and blue eyes, you know, Kushina said to the sleeping Naruto. I really hope you don't end up with my tics that I say or do. I truly hope you end up being a miniature Minato. As Kushina is looking at Naruto, she starts to feel the exhaustion from childbirth and having the Nine-Tails extracted out of her. She never thought this day would happen, but here she was, the proud mother of a newborn son with the man she loves. The only problem left to be dealt with now was the Nine-Tails. As if on cue, she felt the Nine-Tails chakra and Minato's. Kushina turned around and saw Minato with the Nine-Tails in front of her. She immediately jumped into action. Adamantine sealing chains. Kushina shouted. Several chains emerged from Kushina's torso, flying through the air in the direction of the Nine-Tails. Not only was the demon fox now ensnared and unable to move, Kushina had used her chakra chains to produce a barrier that prevented anyone from entering or exiting the contained environment. Although she was exhausted and chakra levels running low, Kushina was doing everything she could to keep the beast at bay. Just then, Minato jumped down to her side. Minato, we should reseal the Nine-Tails and me. Even if I end up dying, that is a price I'm willing to pay to protect my child and the man I love. Please take care of Naruto for the both of us. Kushina said hurriedly. Kushina, I don't think we should do that. Let me use the Reaper Death Seal on the Nine-Tails, and seal half of the beast's chakra inside Naruto. I believe, as his father, that he'll eventually grow up and learn to tame the beast. Minato said, looking at Kushina with sad eyes, knowing his decision would mean the end of his life. Minato, I can't let you do this. He'd be better off with his father and his life than with me. Please, let me do this and put an end to the Nine-Tails for once and for all. Kushina pleaded with Minato, only to get a shake of the head from her husband as his way of saying no. What the young married couple didn't realize was the Nine-Tails was listening to their conversation. It would never accept being sealed within a newborn baby boy. It just got its freedom, and wasn't going to let this opportunity pass him by. Like hell I'll let you reseal me. Especially into your baby. The Nine-Tails yelled, starting to move its paw towards Naruto, faster than either Minato and Kushina expected him to be able to do. Without hesitation they both jumped in front of the paw's nail to stop it from piercing and killing Naruto. Minato and Kushina both ended up getting pierced in the stomach instead. Kushina strengthened the adamantine sealing chains to prevent the Nine-Tails from moving. Minato, we'll have to go with your idea. I really don't want to leave Naruto to grow up alone. Kushina said as she started to cry, knowing she won't be able to watch Naruto grow up. Kushina my love, you'll see him again. I'm going to store the rest of your chakra into his seals so when the time comes and he needs help taming the beast, we'll be by his side to help him along the way. Now let's say some final words to our son before it's time for us to leave. Minato said, hugging his wife from behind. Okay, Kushina said as she continued to cry. Minato gave her a little squeeze and what could be their last kiss. Okay, Naruto, like I said to you earlier, even though your father wasn't present, I hope you don't get any of my weird tics or quirks, you know. Minato interrupts, hey, I love those things about you. And if Naruto has those tics and quirks, I'm sure he'll do just fine. Look how you turn out. I'd say pretty good if I don't say so myself. Kushina chuckled and continued, could you imagine if he had my tomato red hair and your blue eyes? I could just imagine how awful those kids at the academy would have been to him just like they were to me. Kushina, stop. Everyone now loves your red hair. You just had to earn their respect and put some of them in their place, but it was also that beautiful red hair that attracted me to you, Minato said, causing Kushina to blush. Naruto, please be careful while growing up. Listen to your teachers and senseis. Also watch out for my sensei Jiraiya, he can be a bit of a pervert, but he was always like a father figure to me, and watch out for Lady Tsunade Senju. She has a really bad temper and is a terrible gambler. Both of them were like family to me. Although I didn't see much of Lady Tsunade after the Third Great Ninja War due to the loss of her lover, I always saw her as a mother figure to me. Please go to them if you need help. Minato passionately spoke. Naruto, please learn Fuinjutsu like me, and I hope you can unlock the adamant chakra chains. They will definitely come in handy to help you. Kushina paused, before going on to make her final request, now last, but not least. When you're old enough and can start dating, find someone like me. Try to find a girl who is kind, caring, and will know how to put you in your place when you get out of hand. Us Uzumakis have a lot of energy, and a bit of temper. Do not date and marry a quiet girl who won't know how to rein you in. Minato couldn't help but laugh at what Kushina said, because she clearly was referring to him when it came to keeping her in check sometimes, but also at times, she had to do it to him too, especially when the elders tried to overstep their boundaries. Naruto, one last thing. Lord Third Hiruzen Sarutobi is an amazing man to look up to. Always go to him if you ever need anything, and if Jiraiya isn't on his research trips and or Lady Tsunade isn't out drinking and gambling all her money away, go to them, they'll do anything for you. I'm sure of it. Now, if you ever become Hokage, watch out for Danzo Shimura. He always wanted to be Hokage and would do anything to get it. Be careful of him, Minato said. Now Naruto, we love you so much, and we're so sorry we can't be there to be your parents and watch you grow up. Stay out of trouble, and I hope you can follow our footsteps. I hope you can learn the Flying Thunder God technique. And in the end, I really wish you to be the one who can master my jutsu, the Rasengan. At that moment, as Minato was about to finish the Reaper Death Seal, the two didn't know that Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Hiruzen heard everything they were saying to Naruto. They were all in tears, because not only were they losing their loved ones, but Naruto would never know who his parents are. Reaper Death Seal. Minato yells, as he seals the Yin half in himself. While storing the Yang half in Naruto, he weaves Kushina's chakra into the seal, so she'll be there to help him when the time comes to face the Nine Tails. Minato also weaved a little bit of his own chakra in the seal just in case the Nine Tails ever tried to break free. Though he prayed that would never happen, Minato wasn't one to take such a huge risk without placing a precautionary measure to rebuild the seal if needed. Naruto, we love you so much and we're very sorry to leave you alone without parents, Kushina said, and Minato nodded in agreement. Minato summoned Giratora to give the key to the seal he would use on Naruto to Jiraiya. After he finished the toad summoning, Kushina and him noticed Hiruzen Sarutobi walking up to them with tears in his eyes. Lord Third, I'm sorry there was nothing more than I could do. But as my dying wish, please make sure the village knows that Naruto is a hero and not some demon child. I don't want them labeling him as the one responsible for our deaths or all the unnecessary damage inflicted by the demon fox. Minato said. Of course, Minato. I'll make sure the villagers know that Naruto is a hero and none will treat him like a demon, said Lord Third. Thank you, Lord Third, they both said. Goodbye, Kushina, I love you, Minato said, giving Kushina their last kiss. Goodbye, Minato, I love you too, Kushina said one last time, as she felt Minato go limp. Knowing that it was almost her time too, she looked at Lord Third and said, his name is going to be Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. I understand if you can't allow him to have Namikaze part because of the threat that Minato's enemies pose, but promise me that when the time comes for him to learn of his heritage, make sure it is something he can take great pride in. Lord Third nodded his head and said, yes, Kushina. I'll make sure. Kushina's eyes widened when she saw Tsunade and Jiraiya slowly walking up to them. Kushina, with her final words to them, said, please look after our son like he's your family. Please, Master Jiraiya and Lady Tsunade. We both loved you and saw you two as family. Please do the same for Naruto. When the time comes to tell Naruto the truth, we left a small wooden chest for him in the nursery closet. In it, he will find a note explaining what happened to us. They both nodded. We'll be there for Naruto. Now Kushina, go and be with Minato. We love you, Jiraiya said to Kushina, as Tsunade and him were both crying while Naruto was sleeping. Tsunade slowly walked up to the sleeping Naruto and picked him up in her arms. He has Minato's hair in his eyes, Tsunade observed, turning to look at her teammate Jiraiya. Could you imagine what might have happened if Naruto had inherited Kushina's hair? I remember when Kushina would tell me about her time in the academy. That was a difficult point in her life, but that all changed when she took matters into her own hands and fought back against those bullies. Tsunade recalled, letting out a light-hearted laugh with Jiraiya and Hiruzen. Yeah, that's when she got dubbed the Red Hot Habanero. It's going to take me years to get over the emotional scarring of her anger. Tsunade, I swear she could even give you a run for your money when it came to her temper, Jiraiya said, as he looked at Tsunade and started to notice the anger radiating off of her. And if you don't want to see another display of my temperamental side, Jiraiya, I would consider shutting your damn mouth. Tsunade threatened, making Jiraiya gulp. Hiruzen watched from the side and saw his two former students bickering. He couldn't help thinking that maybe these two should adopt Naruto. Naruto would grow up knowing love, and for a Jinchuriki, that meant everything to them. He remembered Kushina sharing with him at one point a lesson passed down to her from Lord First's wife, Mito Uzumaki. Love is the only way to tame the nine tails and overcome its hate. As Hiruzen was thinking of forcing these two to adopt Naruto, he was broken out of his thoughts by Tsunade. You know, you two are the only ones that know this, but Dan and I were awful parents to Minato. We forced him into an orphanage, because Dan and I were too young to be parents. We couldn't let people think down on us for being so young and having a baby. Dan had aspirations to be Hokage. We couldn't let us having a baby at a young age ruin anything for Dan. It was awful what we did, and there's no excuses for what we did. I regret everything we did now. I hope Minato can forgive us, Tsunade said, with a saddened look on her face. There is one thing that confuses me. Who named Minato? It wasn't I or Dan? Sarutobi-sensei, was it you? Tsunade asked Hiruzen. No, it wasn't me, Tsunade. I also have no clue who named him. He answered. If it wasn't you, then who was it? I thought you were the only one there besides Dan when I gave birth. Tsunade said with a confused look. While she was thinking about who came up with Minato's name, she realized Jiraiya has been awfully quiet this whole time. Jiraiya, you've been awfully quiet this whole time, but I think you and I should do what Kushina said, and be family for Naruto, be his foster parents. As Tsunade is looking at Jiraiya in the face, she can see that something is bothering him. Jiraiya, what's wrong? Getting cold feet to actually be with me? Jiraiya looks at Tsunade with a sad face. Tsunade, it was I who came up with Minato's name. It was because Minato was never Dan's son. I'm sorry, I should have said something before. But Minato is your and I's son. Tsunade looks at Jiraiya with a shocked face that slowly started to turn into an expression of anger. Jiraiya quickly adds, it was the night you and Dan got into a massive argument. You came to see me. We drank all night, and one thing led to another. Tsunade looks into Jiraiya's eyes and can tell he isn't lying. Tsunade is then brought back to the memory of that night so many years ago. Flashback. Jiraiya was cleaning up his apartment, putting his ninja tools in the appropriate place so he doesn't forget them for whenever his next mission is. While cleaning, he sees his team photo on a side table next to his couch. He looks at the photo and his eyes immediately go to his beautiful blonde teammate Tsunade. He sat down on his couch looking at the photo thinking, I really wish she knew how I truly feel about her, but she's with Dan now. As long as she is happy, then I'm happy. As he was thinking about her, he heard a knock on his apartment door. Huh. I wonder who that could be, Jiraiya thought. Jiraiya got up from his couch and slowly walked over his apartment door. As he opened the door, he was thoroughly surprised to see his blonde teammate he was just thinking about right in front of him. Hey Tsunade? Is everything okay? Jiraiya asked. No Jiraiya, everything is not okay. Dan and I got in a massive argument right now. Is it okay if I come in? I just need time to cool down, Tsunade said. Jiraiya fully opened the door and let Tsunade into his apartment. Jiraiya, are you actually cleaning your apartment? Do you have a surprise date coming over? For your information, Tsunade, no I don't. I just want my apartment to be clean so I can have my ninja tools ready for whenever we have to leave urgently for a mission, Jiraiya said, puffing out his chest while pretending he was actually being responsible for once. Tsunade giggled. Yeah, I bet that's why you're doing it. I bet you brought a girl home and she probably laughed in your face on how dirty your apartment was and left. Jiraiya's prideful look went into instant despair on Tsunade, assuming that's what happened. Although she isn't wrong to a certain point, the other reason was he would be up late sometimes for missions because he misplaced some of his ninja tools and couldn't find them, because of the mess. Anyway, Tsunade, would you like a drink? Would you like tea or something maybe a little bit harder? Jiraiya said, giving Tsunade a smirk. Jiraiya, what do you mean something harder? We aren't old enough to drink sake or any other alcohol? So how would you have any of that stuff? Tsunade said, with a confused look. Well, I just so happened to snag a few sake bottles out of Sarutobi-sensei's desk not too long ago. I was gonna save them for a special moment, but since you're having a rough day, I figured you could use some sake in your life to get over what happened with you and Dan, Jiraiya said, with a smirk on his face. Tsunade gave it some thought, and eventually shook her head in agreement. Yeah, sure, why not? I doubt anything worse could happen to me at this point. After a certain amount of time goes by and all the sake is drunk. Jiraiya and Tsunade are both red in the face on his couch laughing. Wow, who knew sake was this good? Tsunade said. Yeah, I gotta hand it to Sarutobi-sensei, he definitely knows the good stuff, Jiraiya said. As Jiraiya was talking, Tsunade started to slide closer to Jiraiya. Jiraiya was unaware what was going on until she was right next to him. Hey Tsunade, why are you so close to me? Jiraiya, thank you, you've always been there for me whenever I needed you, unlike our idiot snake teammate Orikimuri. So thank you for always being there for me. I truly appreciate it. Tsunade said, as she went in and hugged Jiraiya. Jiraiya had no clue how to react, so he decided to hug her back. No problem Tsunade, we're teammates and friends. It's the least I could do for you. While hugging they both look at each other, blushing. They both don't know what comes over them, but they both lean in and start kissing. After a couple minutes they break apart. Jiraiya, fearing for his life, says, Tsunade, I'm so sorry, I don't know what came over me, please don't kill me. I didn't mean it. Tsunade looks at Jiraiya and then goes back in for his lips. After a few more minutes, Jiraiya breaks apart the kiss. Tsunade, if you don't stop I don't think I'll be able to control myself. Tsunade thinks about it for a minute, and then jumps onto Jiraiya and gives him a passionate kiss. Jiraiya, I'm willing to do this, but please let's never speak of this night ever. You mustn't tell Dan what happened tonight. Please. Tsunade said. Jiraiya knows this is wrong, but he can't say no to the woman he's loved since meeting her. After thinking about it, Tsunade, as long as you don't regret this decision then I'll do it. I'll do anything for you, Jiraiya said. Tsunade was shocked by this type of confession, and instantly started passionately kissing Jiraiya. *A hour or two later. Tsunade starts walking to the door and looks back at Jiraiya. Remember Jiraiya, nobody is to ever know what happened tonight. Jiraiya nods and says no one will ever know Tsunade, so don't worry. Go back to Dan, you both need to apologize to each other. Tsunade nods and walks out the door, but what she didn't see was the painful look in Jiraiya's eyes as she left. 10 or so weeks go by. Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Sarutobi-sensei find out that Tsunade is pregnant. Everyone believes it's Dan's child. End of flashback. Jiraiya, if you don't mind me asking? Where did you come up with the surname Namikaze? Hiruzen asked. Jiraiya looked at his sensei and said, both of you never thought it was weird that I don't have a surname? Well, that's because it's actually Namikaze. Tsunade and Hiruzen looked stunned at Jiraiya. They both completely just accepted that he didn't have a surname, and it now all makes sense. Now, to answer your question, Tsunade. Yes, I'll gladly raise Naruto with you. But I think we should raise him in Minato and Kushina's home. It's far enough away from the heart of the village, and it already has a nursery. Jiraiya said. As Jiraiya was about to continue speaking, he got interrupted by his sensei. Okay, you two, I think we need to set up some rules if you two are definitely sure you're going to raise Naruto. First off, I think until the time is right he should go by Naruto Uzumaki. Second, we shouldn't tell him he is a Jinchuriki until we think he is ready. Third, we shouldn't tell him who his really parents are yet until he is also ready. Minato has a lot of enemies from the Hidden Cloud Village, and the last thing we need is someone trying to assassinate Naruto, said Hiruzen. So that means if you're gonna live in the Namikaze estate, you'll need to hide the pictures of Minato and Kushina until he's ready. I'll let you guys decide when to tell him, but I think it would be best to wait till he either graduates from the academy, or you think he's old enough to know. Jiraiya and Tsunade both nodded at their sensei. Tsunade, unfortunately I won't be able to be with you for Naruto's first year though, Jiraiya said. Tsunade looks at him, slightly angered. Why the fuck will you not be there for the first year, Jiraiya? You remember the 3 orphans I took under my wing, right? Jiraiya asked, getting a small nod from Tsunade. Well, they haven't fully completed their training yet. I especially want to finish working with Nagato. He is a gifted student with so much potential and needs to learn how to properly control his power. Once that's done, I'll come back to be with you and Naruto. I promise, Jiraiya said, to an angered Tsunade. Fine, Jiraiya. But I swear if you aren't back here for Naruto and I after a year, I'll hunt you down, Tsunade said, causing Jiraiya to start sweating. Yes, dear. Causing Tsunade to blush and smirk at the same time. Alright, you two, let's head back to the village. We're unfortunately gonna have to inform all the villagers about the death of the 4th Hokage. A few days later, on top of the Hokage's mansion, you see the 3rd Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi with his 2 students Jiraiya and Tsunade Senju. To the villagers. It's with a heavy heart that I tell you our beloved 4th Hokage, Minato Namikaze, has died. He sacrificed his life to seal the 9-tailed fox into this newborn baby. This newborn is Naruto Uzumaki. Minato's dying wish was for Naruto to be seen as a hero since he has to be burdened with now being the village hidden in the Leaf's Jinchuriki. I'm making it law as of now that it is to be forbidden to talk about the 9-tails attack to the future generations, so the kids don't hold a grudge or hateful intentions towards Naruto. Naruto has already been adopted, so no one has to worry about his care. I will not speak about who his parents are. I'm sure you'll have found out who his foster parents are when he enters the academy. I will say this, if any of you are against him going into the academy, good luck saying that to who his foster parents are. Now I will be once again taking the mantle of being the Hokage. I already have a replacement in mind, but I won't make that announcement anytime soon. It'll be years till I inform you all, so don't worry about it until the time comes. Now with all that over and done with, let's get to repairing our home. Sarutobi has finished his speech. No one really knows how to react to the news of the 4th Hokage passing and sealing the 9-tails into Naruto. Only time will tell. Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Naruto head to the Namikaze estate to move all their stuff in. Tsunade, realizing she has no clue on how to be a mother or anything of the sort, speaks her mind to Jiraiya. Jiraiya, I have no clue how to be a mother. What if I'm awful? What if Naruto hates me? Tsunade said. Jiraiya walks up to her and hugs her. Tsunade, you aren't alone in this. In the year I'm gone, if my students are near the village I'll make sure to stop in and everything. You also have Sarutobi-sensei with you. I will say this, it probably would be best if you don't do any shopping and see if Sarutobi-sensei can send someone out to do the shopping. We shouldn't let the villagers know that we adopted Naruto. Tsunade started crying. Thank you, Jiraiya. Naruto-kun and I will miss you, so please hurry and finish that training and come back home to us. The three of them hugged. Before the embrace ended, Jiraiya kissed Naruto's head and then kissed Tsunade on the forehead. I'll be back as soon as I can, and maybe we can get married when I get back to make this all official, Jiraiya said with a smile. Tsunade chuckled. I'll think about it, you perv. Now go before I change my mind on letting you go. Finish training those 3 orphans from the Hidden Rain village. Jiraiya nodded, and knew not to press his luck, so he walked to the front door and left his hopefully soon-to-be wife, and adopted son/grandson. Jiraiya walks up to the entrance of Konoha to see his 3 students waiting for him. Sorry to keep you waiting, Nagato, Konan, and Yahiko. I have a year to finish your training till I have to come back to Konoha. What do you mean, Jiraiya-sensei? Yahiko asked with a confused look. Well, it's as classified information. So let's just say I have 2 people waiting for me here, and I was given a timeline of a year to finish your training. So the year that we have is going to be some of the toughest training you will ever go through in your entire life, so be prepared, Jiraiya said to his students. Yes, sensei. The 3 yelled to their sensei. All 4 of them slowly started to walk away from the village. Jiraiya stopped and turned around thinking to himself, Tsunade, Naruto, I'll be back soon. Please don't give your mother a hard time, Naruto. I love you. And with that, Jiraiya follows his students. Chapter 1, Ninja Academy. 7 years after the Nine-Tails attack, an even greater tragedy occurred. The entire Uchiha clan was massacred by one of its own prodigies. That prodigy was Itachi Uchiha. He left his brother alive to be the sole remaining Uchiha survivor, but there have been rumors that he left 1 or 2 more people to survive besides his brother. We are now in the present day, 8 years after the Nine-Tailed Fox attack and 1 year after the Uchiha massacre. It was a nice fall day in the Hidden Leaf village. The air was crisper, morning dew coated the fields, and there was even a slight chill in the air. On the surface, it didn't look to be much different from any of the fall days before it, but today was no ordinary day. It was October 10th, which meant it was one Naruto Uzumaki Namake's birthday, and now that he had reached the ripe age of 8 years old, he could finally be welcomed into the academy. It was also a day where people would discover who his parents are. The time during Naruto's childhood could be considered weird. No one has met Naruto's parents. 8 years ago, the villagers were told just a few days after Naruto's birth that he'd already been adopted and had foster parents. This was hard for the populace of the Hidden Leaf to believe because whenever the demon brat was seen walking around the village, either one of his parents were with him. And so, on one fateful day, a group of villagers who had lost loved ones during the Nine-Tails attack banded together and hunted the beast's vessel down to give him a beating that he soon wouldn't forget. Flashback. A 6-year-old Naruto was on his way to visit the 3rd Hokage, or Gramps as he called him for short, at the Hokage mansion. And despite being told by Tsunade or Jiraiya countless times that he shouldn't walk around town unless one of them was present, Naruto decided to throw caution to the wind and wandered off on his own. The young blonde never could quite wrap his head around why his legal guardians had warned him against doing so when the only time they ventured out into the village together was if they were visiting the old man. Naruto had to wonder if Tsunade and Jiraiya knew something he didn't, because Naruto noticed a number of the villagers were looking at him with disgust. As he passed by the playground, Naruto saw some kids he assumed to be around his age, playing a game of kick the can. The rush of excitement Naruto felt watching them play was enough to finally give him a gentle nudge in their direction and ask if he could join in on the fun. Unbeknownst to him, though, a few of the children's parents had been watching him like a hawk from the corner of their eyes and promptly moved to intercept the blonde before he could interact with any of them. Don't you dare go anywhere near these children, you demon! One of the parents yelled. Yeah, you! Demon brat! Stay away from these children! Another added, throwing a piece of garbage at him. Another villager came and gave Naruto a strong shove. Naruto fell to the ground hard. All the villagers nearby were about to join in on attacking him, but they never got the chance to. Naruto was extremely scared. He had no clue why the adults just called him a demon or a demon brat. Out of fear, Naruto ran away from the playground as fast as his legs could carry him. Some other villagers who had been in the nearby vicinity joined in with the parents who had threatened Naruto and started to hurl insults too. The young blonde broke into tears, crying all the way home. A little while later, Naruto walked through the front door of his house, still crying. Tsunade, who was in the living room reading a medical book, immediately threw it down when she heard Naruto's sobs and ran to comfort the young boy. Naruto-kun, what's wrong? Did you fall? Did you get hurt? Tell mommy. I'll use some chakra healing and fix it right up for you, Tsunade said, as she heard Jiraiya coming out of his office. Jiraiya walked up behind Tsunade and waited to hear what happened to Naruto. Mom, Dad, am I a demon child? Naruto said, trying to hold back his sobs. No, sweetie. Who told you were a demon? Tsunade said in a caring voice. Well, when I was walking in the village, I started to notice some of the villagers were looking at me with disgust. When I started walking up to children around my age, a few adults stepped in front of me and called me a demon brat and to never go around children. Naruto said, and then other villagers joined in calling me a demon child and started throwing garbage at me. One of them shoved me to the ground. Before anyone else could join in, I got up and ran, Naruto said, while trying to hold back more tears. Tsunade had a look of disbelief on her face. It slowly started turning into an angry scowl with 2 ticks on her forehead. Jiraiya could tell Tsunade was about to storm out and destroy the villagers who said this about their son. He immediately restrained her. Tsunade, don't you know how much work that would force Sarutobi-sensei to do? It's not worth it. Everything will change in 2 years when we go pick him up from his first day in the academy. I hope I don't get a mission that day, but if they at least see one of us, that'll shut them up real quick, Jiraiya said, reassuring his wife. Although, he would be lying if he said he wanted to go raise hell with her. Tsunade covered Naruto's ears. Jiraiya, I don't give a fuck. They just called our son a demon. They all fucking were there when Sarutobi said not to look at him like this. At least let me go talk to sensei. Jiraiya shook his head. I'll go talk to him. If I let you go, you'll destroy all of Konoha. Tsunade stopped fighting and threw her hands in the air. Fine. Have it your way. She looked back at Naruto. Naruto-kun, dinner will be ready in a few hours. How about we go in the living room and I'll read you a book on what I do for work. Okay, Mom. Sounds like fun to me, Naruto said, as he got picked up by Tsunade. As they started walking to the living room, Jiraiya shined out of the house to the Hokage's office to have a word with his sensei. End of flashback. Naruto stopped reminiscing on that terrible moment in his life, instead deciding to rub his eyes to get rid of the tiredness he was feeling after just waking up. He slithered out of bed wearing his pajamas of a toad shirt and slug pajama bottoms. Naruto-kun, breakfast is ready. Hurry up and change so you can eat. Tsunade yelled up to him. Yes, Mom, I'll be right down. Naruto replied. Naruto rushed to the bathroom to brush his teeth. Scrub, scrub, scrub. It wasn't long before he was walking out of the bathroom and back into his bedroom. He eyed his red jumpsuit on the closet hanger and smiled. He could finally wear it. Today was his first day in the academy, and he was sure he would get to meet plenty of kids his age. Naruto ran downstairs to see his dad at the table with a cup of coffee in hand. Good morning, Dad. Will I be seeing you after my first day at the academy today? Sorry, son, but Lord Third has a mission for me. I won't be able to make it, but Mom will be there to pick you up, Jiraiya said with a smirk. Jiraiya started thinking, I can't wait to see the looks on the face of those parents who called our son a demon brat. Tsunade could see Jiraiya smirking, which ended up making her giggle, because she knew exactly what he was thinking. She would be guilty if she said she hadn't been waiting for this day to give those terrible villagers a taste of their own medicine. Tsunade walked over to the table with breakfast for her family. She looked at Naruto and asked, So Naruto-kun, you excited for your first day at the academy? Yes. I can't wait to finally meet kids my own age, you know. Jiraiya and Tsunade couldn't help but smile, both thinking, Kushina, he has your quirks. Sorry. Now son, I have a book for you to start reading. It's a beginner's guide to Fuinjutsu. Do you remember what Fuinjutsu is? Jiraiya asked, handing the book to his son. Yes, Dad, it's the art of sealing, correct? Naruto said with his hand under his chin. That's correct. When you're waiting for Iruka-sensei, I want you to be reading that. You can also read it at home or when you're waiting for us to pick you up from the academy. Everything you learn from it will be crucial for when you eventually become my student. Jiraiya explained to his son. Wait, Dad, I'm gonna become your student? Naruto asked with a confused look. Yes, Naruto-kun. If you make Chunin, I'll be making you my apprentice. Jiraiya said matter-of-factly. Fine, steal our son from me, you toad, Tsunade said, sticking her tongue out. Jiraiya and Naruto both laughed. Mom, you know medical ninjutsu never interested me. But hey, maybe while I'm at the academy, I'll make a friend that could one day become your apprentice, Naruto said. Also Naruto-kun, starting today you will be training with this style of kunai, Tsunade said, handing Naruto a 3-pronged kunai like Minato's. You'll be training with this when you get home from the academy every day, with either your father or I. Wow, Mom! This is so cool. Thank you, Naruto said, running to give his mom a hug. Well, I'd best be off and get to the academy so I'm not late, Tsunade said, taking the time to give him a kiss on the forehead. Good luck and have fun, Naruto-kun, Tsunade said as she watched him leave with his bag on his back. Hope the kids don't give him a hard time like they did to Kushina, Tsunade said to Jiraiya. I'm sure he'll be fine. We did raise him after all. I'm just hoping you didn't go crazy with his taijutsu training you started having him do, Jiraiya said. I'm sure he'll be fine once he graduates. We'll have to work on his chakra control, Tsunade said. That's probably in your department more than mine, so I'll let you take care of that, Jiraiya said. Tsunade nodded in agreement. Okay, that sounds good to me. When he graduates, besides his sensei teaching him chakra control, I'll work with him when he has time off from missions or is done training with his team for the day. Tsunade said. Yeah, that also sounds good to me. I don't want us to be babying him every step of the way. I want him to try to learn things on his own or with his team. Yes, we're his parents and we Sannin, but Naruto is also Minato's son. He has to try to learn some things on his own instead of constantly relying on us, Jiraiya said. Tsunade nodded in agreement. That's why we both should agree, while he's at the academy. I'll only assist with him on taijutsu, and you'll only have him reading up fuinjutsu. If we intervene too much, he might as well not enter the academy at all. I'm sure he's gonna need some help with some of the academy teachers not wanting to assist him much, being the container of the nine-tailed fox. Let us wait for us to come for our help, if he doesn't want our help. He'll learn on his own or someone at the academy will help him. Tsunade said. Alright, that sounds good me. Well, I better head out. Sensei wants me to check in with my spies and get more information out of them, especially on our old teammate, Jiraiya said, standing up from the table getting ready to leave. Jiraiya, please be careful, okay? Love you, Tsunade said, standing up giving Jiraiya a hug and a kiss. Of course, love you too, Jiraiya said, returning the hug and kiss to his wife. Jiraiya left the embrace and left for his mission. Naruto entered his classroom, and all the kids looked at him with a curious look. None of them knew who he was, because none of them grew up with him. Naruto's face went beet red before he slowly walked up to an open desk in the back and opened the book his dad got him, while he waited for his sensei to come in. While he was reading his book, he noticed that he was getting some strange looks from some of the kids. It was a little unsettling, but he decided to ignore them, retreating further into his book. He was trying to understand one of the basic principles of fuinjutsu, but the kids were making it hard to focus. The whole time he was trying to study, they had all been bullying a rather cute pinkette. Naruto didn't know what caused it, but his heart started beating a little faster. What's this feeling I have? I'm gonna have to ask Mom when I get home. Much like before, he was gonna try to dive into his book and ignore his surroundings. He didn't want to cause issues on his first day, so it seemed like a smart enough plan, but when they started insulting her looks he had enough. The fuinjutsu book slammed shut and was swiftly replaced with the three-pronged kunai his mom gave him. It should be like throwing a normal kunai, so I should be safe with throwing right at their feet, Naruto thought to himself. He threw the kunai at the girls' and boys' feet that were insulting the pinkette, making them yelp. The pinkette, on the other hand, was silently hoping that Sasuke-kun, one of the last Uchiha and the prodigy of her generation, would save her. They all looked at the weird three-pronged kunai, then up to who was walking towards them. Hey! Cut it out and stop insulting her. You have no right to insult her on her looks, Naruto said, and then looked at the bullies, giving them his best impression of the look his mom gives his dad whenever he gets in trouble. Okay, sorry, we didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Please forgive us, the bullies said to the pinkette. When she turned away with a humph, they very quickly turned around and ran back to their desks. The pinkette picked up the three-pronged kunai and handed it to Naruto. This is a weird kunai you have, but thank you for saving me back there. I'm Sakura Hanuro. It's nice to meet you, Sakura-chan. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet you, Naruto said. Naruto, would it be okay if I sat next to you during class? Sakura asked. I don't see that being a problem, Sakura-chan, he replied, giving her a cheeky smile. Unbeknownst to her and everyone else, his heart was very close to jumping out of his chest. Problem was, he had no idea why. The two of them walked to their seats and sat down, still waiting for Iruka. Naruto returned to his book reading and Sakura sat with her arms neatly folded on her lap. A peaceful silence settled over them after a while, but Sakura broke it when her curiosity got the better of her. Hey Naruto, what is that book you're reading? Oh, this? My dad gave it to me to start reading. It's about basic fuinjutsu, which is the art of sealing. Oh wow. That sounds like it's tough, Sakura said, puzzlement written all over her features. She never even heard of fuinjutsu till now. Naruto just smiled. Before the conversation could get any farther, Iruka-sensei walked in, a few folders tucked under one arm. Naruto shut his book and put it away, turning his full attention to Iruka-sensei. Welcome class, I'm going to be your sensei. You can call me Iruka-sensei. Iruka said. I would like you all to stand up and introduce yourself, and if you want, you can tell us what your goals are? One by one students started introducing themselves. Naruto didn't pay attention to the ones that were the group of bullies that went after Sakura. I'm Shino Aburame. The voice was soft-spoken, but fit the kid well. He was wearing weird-looking goggles and a hooded jacket. I'm Choji Akimichi, and I love food, said one small, pudgy long-haired boy. I'm Sakura Hanuro, and I want to be a strong kunoichi, the pinkette said. Imu Hinata Hyuga. Another girl said, nervously fidgeting her fingers. I'm Kiba Inuzuka, and I want to become Hokage. His voice was proud, loud, and smelled like dog breath from a mile away. Naruto smirked at that dream. Clearly, he was the one that was gonna become Hokage and not dog breath over there. I'm Shikamaru Nara, and this is troublesome, said another boy who looked rather tired for the first day. I'm Sasuke Uchiha, one of the last remaining members of my clan. My goal is to kill my brother, the emo-looking one said. Naruto happened to notice all the girls in his class, including Sakura, looked like they were in love with this emo kid. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, and instead of dog boy over there, I'm the one that actually is going to be Hokage, you know. Naruto said, giving a trademark smile and a thumbs up. I'm Ino Yamanaka. I love flowers and I too want to become a strong kunoichi, said a certain blonde-haired girl. It's nice to meet you all, and I can't wait for us to start training. Iruka said to the children. Today is just a basic day of getting to know each other and talk about what you will be learning in the academy. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to begin teaching taijutsu, so be prepared for that. Iruka said. It was the end of the academy day. For a first day, things had gone pretty smoothly and it was now time for everyone to pack up and head out to be picked up by their parents. Naruto and Sakura walked amongst the crowd of students making small talk here and there, but their conversation was interrupted when they overheard a few students talking about Naruto. I heard that Naruto kid has no parents, one of them whispered. Really? Another student asked. Yeah, my parents said he's a demon child and the third Hokage lied about him being adopted, the first one answered. Naruto started to clench his fists when he saw Sakura look at him with a confused look. I don't know what they're talking about with the whole demon child thing, he said, sighing as he tried to explain. But the whole not having parents thing isn't true. Lord Third didn't want anyone to know who my parents were until I entered the academy. Why didn't Lord Third want anyone to know who your parents are? Sakura asked with a confused look. Honestly, I have no idea. But the one thing I do know is that they're both very powerful shinobi. I don't really know if that had anything to do with it, but my mom has a very bad temper. Sakura was getting ready to ask him another question about his parents, when she noticed all the parents were walking towards them. She frowned since their conversation had been cut short, but called out to him one last time before leaving. See you tomorrow, Naruto. Maybe we can hang out sometime after class since this is really the only day our parents can pick us up. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, Sakura-chan. Just let me know when so I can tell my parents. They want me to come home and start to slowly get trained by them. Okay, sounds good, Sakura said, turning around to greet her parents. Hi Mom and Dad. Hi sweetie, how was your first day? Mrs. Haruno asked. It was fine. I was getting bullied again, but they all stopped when my friend Naruto stopped them. Oh, he did? I would love to meet him real quick if you don't mind, sweetie. Mr. Haruno said. Okay? Sakura said as she led her parents to Naruto. Hey Naruto, I told my parents about you stopping the bullies and they wanted to meet you real quick if that's okay. Sakura asked. Naruto got nervous because he remembered what happened last time when he went near kids his age. Okay, Sakura-chan. That's fine. Mom, Dad, this is Naruto, he's the one who stopped the kids from bullying me, Sakura said, introducing them to Naruto. Before the two said anything they both thought, Kushina, he looks exactly Minato. We wish you two could be here to see him. Thank you Naruto for defending my daughter. Mr. Haruno said. It's nothing. I know how it feels to get bullied, so if I can stop someone from getting bullied I'll make sure to step in and stop it, Naruto said shyly. What no one knew was that Tsunade was hiding behind a tree to see if anyone was gonna call her son a demon child. The Rookie Nine were also wondering who Naruto's parents were, but they were also curious as to who Sasuke's guardian was since they knew his parents were dead. Sasuke started walking up to a beautiful long-haired kunoichi and said, Hello Aunt Izumi. Hello Sasuke-kun. Some of the clan heads who were picking their kids up were in shock. They thought only Itachi had only left Sasuke alive. Meanwhile, Tsunade wasn't all that shocked since Sarutobi-sensei had informed her about there being another Uchiha being alive besides those two. Back with Naruto. So Naruto, where are your parents? Mrs. Haruno asked. My mom tends to get busy reading a book on medical ninjutsu. She's probably rushing here now. My dad right now is on a mission unfortunately. Oh Naruto, does that mean your mom is a medic nin? Sakura asked. Naruto nodded to her question. The Harunos were about to ask another question when they heard some quite audible gasps coming from the other families. They turned around and saw none other than the slug Sannin, Tsunade Senju. The Harunos were slightly freaking out when they noticed her walking straight towards them. The other families, especially the clan heads, were wondering what Lady Tsunade was doing at the academy. Tsunade walked up to the Harunos and Naruto. Lady Tsunade, what brings you here? Mrs. Hanuro asked, with a slightly confused look. Tsunade looks at the clan heads, and the other families that came to pick up their kids. Well, I'm here to pick my own son, just like how everyone else is here to pick up their child. Tsunade responded. Everyone in the surrounding area was shocked at what they just heard. No one knew Tsunade Senju had a child, let alone a lover since Dan died. Tsunade looks at Naruto. Naruto-kun, you ready to go home? Tsunade asked as she gave Naruto a tight hug. Yeah, sure thing Mom. Oh, and Mom, is it okay if one of the days after school for Sakura and I to hang out? Naruto asked. Tsunade looked at the pinkette then decided it would only be natural for her to embarrass Naruto a bit. Heck, it was practically her job as his mother. She put on a mischievous smile on her face, and asked, Hey Naruto-kun, do you by chance have a crush on Sakura? Naruto's face turned beet red, and Sakura just looked on with shock at the question. Although she was thankful for what Naruto did, just like every other girl in their class she was in love with the one of the last remaining Uchiha, Sasuke. No Mom, it's nothing like that, she's just the first friend I made. Naruto said. Well then Naruto-kun, I don't see an issue with it then. Ready to go? Tsunade said. Naruto looked at Sakura. Sorry about my mom's joke, Sakura-chan. I'll see you tomorrow, As the two began to leave, Sakura decided to ask one last question. Naruto. Before you leave, who's your father? Naruto and Tsunade stopped. Naruto turned around and said, the other Sannin, like my mom, Master Jiraiya, giving her a thumbs up. Everyone in the area was in shock. Tsunade couldn't help but laugh inside. Serves them right if they thought about treating our son like an outcast. The two proceeded to walk away from the academy holding hands. Tsunade was walking with Naruto through the village holding his hand. Hey Naruto-kun, would you like to go get something to eat? Naruto looked at his mom in shock. They never went to eat anything in the village ever or even walk around the village. He remembered his dad saying he loved a place called the Ichiraku Ramen. Yes mom, that sounds great. I remember dad saying he loves a place called the Ichiraku Ramen. Can we go there? Naruto asked. Tsunade frowned. Damn you Jiraiya, you're gonna get our kid addicted to ramen just like you. Sure Naruto-kun, we can. As Naruto and Tsunade were walking through the village to get to Ichiraku Ramen, some of the villagers greeted Tsunade. Hello Lady Tsunade, what brings you to the village today? A villager asked. Oh, I'm just taking my son Naruto-kun out for dinner today. It was his first day at the academy today, Tsunade said, as she realized Naruto was hiding behind her. So these must be one of the villagers that called him a demon child. All the villagers that were nearby started to sweat. All of them thought Lord Third was lying about Naruto being adopted. They started to remember what he said: if any of you are against him going into the academy, good luck saying that to who his foster parents are. They now realized what he meant. One of Naruto's adopted parents was a Sannin, and Tsunade Senju at that. Oh, is that so? How was your first day, Naruto? A villager asked, trying to hide how scared they were of Tsunade. Naruto peeked around his mother. It was good. He went back to hiding behind her. Well, it was nice chatting with you, but my non-demon son and I are going to get dinner now, Tsunade said, staring all the villagers down near them. At Ichiraku Ramen stand, Tsunade and Naruto entered the stand, and were greeted by old man Tuchi. Welcome to Ichiraku Ramen. Oh, it's you Lady Tsunade. What brings you in today? Master Jiraiya isn't here if you're looking for him, Tuchi said. Oh, I'm just bringing our son to dinner, and Jiraiya talks about you guys all the time in front Naruto-kun. So he wanted to come and try it, Tsunade replied. Oh, is this little Ayam-chan back there helping you now? Tuchi took Ayam by the hand and walked around the stand to meet Naruto. Yeah, she's been wanting to learn the ropes for a while now, he replied. So this is Naruto, huh? It's finally great to meet you. This is my daughter Ayam. Naruto looked at the two, realizing they didn't show any fear at the sight of him like all the other villagers did. He gave them a big toothy smile and said, nice to meet the both of you. I've never had ramen before, because mom yells at dad all the time and says ramen's not good for you. Tuchi and Ayam laughed a bit before returning to their original position behind the stand. So Naruto, what would you like to eat? I'll take whatever my father usually gets when he comes in, Naruto said excitedly. That sounds about right, so one miso pork. And Lady Tsunade, what about you? Tuchi asked. Well, you know I'd usually get vegetable ramen, but today I might as well get the miso pork too. Just to see what Jiraiya always makes a big fuss about. Alright, coming right up you two. It'll be about 10 minutes, Tuchi said as he and Ayam headed to the kitchen to make their bowls. Hey mom, can I ask you a question? Naruto asked. Sure Naruto-kun, what is it? So when I started talking to Sakura-chan, my heart started beating faster. What does that mean, mom? Naruto asked. Tsunade gave an evil grin, realizing she had been presented with yet another opportunity to tease her son. Well Naruto-kun, that means you're in love with Sakura. Naruto proceeded to fall out of his chair at what his mom was trying to tell him. Me in love with Sakura-chan. In his heart he knew she was right, and he had a crush on the pinkette. Tsunade couldn't help but give a little smile and giggle when she noticed Naruto come to realize his crush on the pinkette. Come on Naruto-kun, get up, our food is gonna be ready soon, Tsunade said to her adorable son. Mom, I do have one more question. Why do some of the villagers call me a demon child? Naruto asked. He saw Tsunade clench her fist, and even Tuchi looked like he was upset at what he just heard. Yes, Tuchi knew Naruto was the Jinchuriki since Lord Third made his speech on that sad day. He couldn't believe some of the villagers didn't listen to Lord Third. Naruto, you aren't a demon child. I don't ever want to hear you say that again, okay? When you graduate from the academy and become a genin, your father and I have a lot of classified information we need to tell you, Tsunade said in a calming voice, showing a smile to her son. Okay mom, I guess I'll just have to wait till then to find everything out, Naruto said as he was disappointed he didn't really get the answer he wanted. Tsunade frowned at how upset her son was. I'm sorry Naruto, you aren't ready yet to learn about the Nine Tails, or the fact Jiraiya and I are actually your grandparents, and Minato and Kushina are actually your parents. Here you two go, two miso pork. Hope you enjoy Naruto, your father loves this stuff, Tuchi said. Hey Tuchi, before we dig in, would it be okay if Ayam came over to play with Naruto-kun on one of your slow days? Tsunade asked. Of course Lady Tsunade, as long as we aren't busy I don't see an issue with it all. Now dig in you two, Tuchi said. Thank you, they both said. As Naruto shoved a helping of ramen into his mouth, his taste buds burst with happiness. He couldn't believe how delicious ramen was. This is amazing, Tsunade frowned, as she could tell her son and husband were gonna come here a lot on nights when they knew she wasn't cooking. When Naruto and Tsunade had finished, they thanked old man Tucci and Ayam before leaving the stand. Mom, ramen is amazing. I'm gonna need to have more of it. Well, when you're with me you won't be eating it as much. You and your father can go, but with me you'll be eating healthier options. Got it, Tsunade said with a little anger in her tone. Naruto got a little scared and shook his head up and down violently. He was too scared of his mom to even think about challenging her for more ramen. The two of them proceeded to head home to end their day. While they walked home, a lot of villagers, who didn't see them earlier, were shocked to finally realize what Lord Third meant, and it was becoming more and more apparent that they had messed up in treating Naruto as an outcast. 3 years later, it's been 3 years since Naruto first entered the academy. Surprisingly to some, Naruto is one of the top students in his year. When it comes to strategy, only Shikimura Neru and Sakura Haruno are ahead of him. Shikimura, Choji, and Shino have all become close with him since he started, but the Pinkette and him unfortunately have grown apart since she became part of the Sasuke fan club. Today was the day they were gonna see who was the top in the class in taijutsu. Most of his classmates expected it to be Sasuke Uchiha, even those of them that were Naruto's friends. Only Hinata Hyuga, and although many people didn't know it, Sakura Haruno thought Naruto would be number 1 in class for taijutsu. Sakura hated to admit it, but ever since she joined the Sasuke-kun fan club, her and Naruto hadn't been all that close. She missed him, although she'd never admitted to Ino, who became her best friend after Naruto saved her. The two of them had talked after the incident, and Ino had admitted to her that if Naruto didn't jump in she was going to. The reason Sakura knew Naruto was going to most likely win was due to an experience she had one day when she walked by his house. Small flashback. Sakura was bored after her day at the academy. Sasuke-kun once again denied her request for a date, and he didn't change and at all when she suggested they just hang out. He said he had to train with his Aunt Izumi, so instead she was aimlessly walking around the village when she ended up by Naruto's house. She was silently hoping to run into her friend sometime soon. She proceeded to walk towards the house hoping to catch Naruto, but what she heard instead was what sounded like fighting coming from behind the house. She could hear his scratchy voice echoing in the background. Mom, why are you getting even more intense with my taijutsu training? Dad hasn't even let me start making my own seals yet. Do you think I'm gonna let you lose to anyone in taijutsu, your mother's specialty? That's also because Fuinjutsu is the art of sealing, and if you mess up you could blow yourself up, Naruto-kun. It's also one of the Uzumaki clan's specialties, Tsunade explained to him. Sakura just stood there in shock as she realized Naruto was doing even more training after classes. Not only was he learning taijutsu from the strongest kunoichi, but he was also learning sealing from Master Jiraiya. End of flashback. Sakura wished she could tell Naruto good luck, but she didn't want it to be weird. They barely talked now, and he would think she was lying anyways. He knew she liked Sasuke-kun. She would be lying to herself though if she said there weren't days where she couldn't stop thinking of Naruto. She didn't really know what it meant, but she didn't think about it much. It didn't matter since she was only interested in Sasuke-kun. Meanwhile, Sasuke thought he was gonna win today. Although he knew not to underestimate the idiot, he wasn't going to lose to him today. He would prove to everyone that he was the best fighter in the class. Sasuke would train with his Aunt Izumi every chance he got when she wasn't out on a mission for the leaf. But one day, she said something that really bothered him. It was about his brother Itachi. She told him, Sasuke, you shouldn't hate your brother. What he did was for the best of the village. I can't tell you yet, but you just have to trust me and get rid of all this hatred for your brother. After she told him that, he went berserk and tried to kill her. How could she possibly say that to him? Itachi killed their whole clan except for the two of them, and she just wanted him to be forgiven. What is she not telling me? I need to know, damn it. He was quite surprised when Sakura came up to him to let him know that Naruto was also training every day after classes. He never thought she would give him information about her friend, but he wasn't going to let this information go by him. Naruto and the others were broken out of their thoughts as Iruka-sensei and Mizuki entered the classroom. Alright class, today is going to be the day we find out who the rank number 1 is in class for taijutsu. Mizuki is going to also be helping us today. Naruto hated whenever Mizuki-sensei helped out with classes. He knew Mizuki hated him. Mainly because he would always take the chance to call him a demon when he walked by him. The class headed outside to a small area covered in dirt. This is where we are going to be finding out if Naruto or Sasuke is the class number 1 in taijutsu. Iruka said. Alright Naruto and Sasuke, you two have been the best in the class for taijutsu so far, and today we are going to find out which one of you is better. Iruka faced the class and continued. Okay class, I want you to choose a side on who you think will be the winner of the fight. Pretty much everyone headed over to Sasuke's side with the exception of 3 people. The obvious one to go to Naruto's side was Hinata, but the other 2 were slightly surprising. The first surprise came from Shino. No one really talked to the quiet bug boy, so no one figured him and Naruto would actually talk. And the other one was a surprise not only to the fighters, but also to all of their friends. It was none other than Sakura. Naruto's could feel his heart start beating faster as his first friend walked over to his side. The first thing that came to his mind was a simple question. Why? He turned to her, almost trying to question her with a look, but his face was too overtaken with shock. Sasuke was confused on seeing Sakura choose Naruto's side. He knew the two used to be close, but they hadn't really been friends for the past 3 years. And not only that, Sakura was supposed to be a part of his fan club. She was probably supposed to be the head of it with how many dates she had asked him on. Granted, he'd always ignored her, but still. This was an insult, and he couldn't help a bit of a scowl creeping onto his face at the sight. Sakura flinched a little seeing how Naruto reacted, and her heart dropped when she saw Sasuke's reaction, but still, Naruto was the one that saved her from those bullies. She couldn't back down now. She needed to somehow rekindle that lost friendship, or at least show him she still cared. Naruto was touched by his friend coming to his side, but what she didn't know was that Naruto had overheard her telling Sasuke about his taijutsu training after school. Naruto shook his head and decided not to let her choosing his side be a distraction. He needed to focus on the task at hand. He needed to beat Sasuke and finally get some more of his peers to notice him instead of it being the other way around. Naruto and Sasuke walked to the fighting circle and stood about 6 feet from each other, both taking their fighting stances. "Alright," Iruka said. "When you two are ready, begin." They both stared at each other, waiting to see who would make the first move. After a while, Sasuke said, "So idiot, you finally ready to learn why you'll never be as good as me? Shut up, you bastard. You think just because you're a Uchiha that makes you the greatest ninja? I'm ready to show you why you aren't the best," Naruto said. Sasuke spit in disgust from Naruto's comment, then charged at him with both fists at the ready. He pulled his right fist back and launched at full speed at Naruto's face. Naruto used his left arm to block Sasuke's fist, then tried to land a spinning heel kick with his left foot, but Sasuke blocked it with both arms. Sasuke slid about a foot back from Naruto's spinning heel kick before immediately responding with a roundhouse kick of his own. Naruto only had enough time to throw up his right arm to block it. Upon impact, he realized the kick was much heavier than he thought it would be. Naruto grimaced before sliding about 5 feet back from the roundhouse kick. "So how did you like that kick, Naruto?" Sasuke said with a smug tone. Naruto grunted and charged back and delivering an elbow directly to Sasuke's stomach. Sasuke was launched about 15 feet back from Naruto's elbow and had to do a backflip to recover before landing on his feet. "How did you like my elbow, Mr. Prodigy Sasuke Uchiha?" Naruto said in a snarky tone. Sasuke put his hand to his stomach, and then took a deep breath. Getting back into his stance, he charged at Naruto. As the two started exchanging punches and kicks, Sasuke smirked, thinking he was starting to get the upper hand. "Is this the best you can do, Naruto? Pathetic considering who your parents are. They should be embarrassed to have you as a son." Sasuke laughed in Naruto's face during their exchange. After hearing Sasuke's comment, Naruto decided it was about time to end this fight. He caught Sasuke's right-handed punch with his left hand, not budging in the slightest. Sasuke looked on in shock, and he couldn't have fathomed what would happen next. Naruto pulled Sasuke in and gave him a strong right knee to the gut and a hard right elbow to the back, sending him to the ground. Before Sasuke could recover, Naruto locked his left arm behind his back, then put his right knee into Sasuke's lower back, signaling the end of the fight. Everyone on Sasuke's side had no choice but to look on in shock, murmuring amongst themselves. Hinata, Sakura, and Shino, however, walked up to Naruto to congratulate him on his victory. While Naruto got off of Sasuke, he heard Sasuke get up and say, "This isn't over between us, idiot. You got lucky, and I'll show you next time." Naruto shrugged off the comment, deciding it wasn't worth his time, then walked over to Hinata, Shino, and Sakura. The shy Hinata was the first one to speak, stuttering out quietly, "Good job, Naruto-kun." Thanks Hinata, are you okay? You seem like you're gonna faint or something." Hinata nodded slightly before averting her eyes and fidgeting her fingers again. The next person to speak up was Shino. "Congratulations, Naruto." Naruto grinned. "Thanks, no problem, although I'm sure you're probably wondering how I knew you were gonna win." "Yeah, how did you know that?" "It's simple, your parents are the legendary Sannin. I had no doubt they had trained you well." "Ha ha ha, thanks Shino. I appreciate you having faith in me unlike some of our other friends," Naruto said with a hint of sadness, but he couldn't help smiling when he saw a certain Pinkette walking up to him. "Hey Naruto," Sakura said shyly. If she was honest, she didn't really know what to say. She had a lot going through her mind when it came to Naruto and Sasuke. Hey Sakura." Naruto responded shyly with his hand behind his head. His smile faded a bit as he continued. "So what made you come over to my side? I know you told Sasuke about me training with my mom." Sakura could feel the blood rush to her face as she turned beet red. She didn't expect him to know about that. "How did you know about that?" she whispered. Naruto shrugged, then said, "I accidentally walked by you two on what I assumed was you trying to set him up to go on a date with you." His voice was steady, but carried a hint of sadness in it. Sakura could hear the hint of sadness in his voice, and seeing how disappointed he looked only made the guilt she was already feeling worse. "Naruto, I didn't want to tell him, but for some stupid reason I did. I'm worried it's gonna drive a bigger wedge in our friendship than I already created. I'm really sorry, Naruto." Naruto looked at his first friend, a sad smile etched on his face. He wanted to forgive her, to let her know it was okay, that it wasn't a big deal. He couldn't though. His heart was hurting, and he felt like he needed to tell her. Sakura-chan, I never told you this, but since I've met you, I've always had feelings for you. You telling Sasuke I was being trained by my mom to give him a heads up, it hurts. I'm sorry, but I can't let this one go right now. I need time. When he was done speaking, he turned around and walked away. Sakura was shocked by Naruto's confession. She didn't know how to react, but her heart told her something was wrong. She couldn't help but cry. Hinata felt awkward and hurt a little seeing that Naruto had feelings for Sakura and not her. In the end, she ran from the scene. Shino, on the other hand, stayed and tried to comfort Sakura. It's going to be okay, Sakura. You're probably wondering how I know this, but it's actually pretty obvious. This is Naruto we're talking about. He wasn't lying when he said he has feelings for you. In time, he'll forgive you. Sakura nodded her head. Thanks, Shino. I'm happy Naruto and I have you as a friend. You're welcome, Sakura. I'm going to go home now, Shino said as he heard Iruka dismiss the class. 1 year later. The day before graduation. Okay class, we're gonna do some shuriken/kunai throwing training and clone jutsu training. Tomorrow is exam/graduation day, Iruka said. Mizuki-sensei will be with us today too. Everyone was excited, as tomorrow was finally the exam/graduation day. They were just a short while away from being put into their genin teams and finding out who their senseis were. Alright class, let's head to the training ground and see how much everyone has improved with their shuriken/kunai throwing. Iruka said. They all headed outside to the training ground and got ready to show their senseis how much they've improved. Alright class, let's start. Choji, why don't you go first? Mizuki said. Choji slowly made his way over to the circle where he'd throw 10 kunai and 10 shuriken. Choji threw his kunai and landed 7 out of 10 at the 3 targets, and landed 8 out of 10 shuriken at his targets. Good job, Choji, massive improvement since the last time I was here to help the class out. Mizuki said. Okay Ino, let's see how much you improved. I hope you put some time training in your throwing. Mizuki said. Embarrassed from the comment, Ino walked up to the circle and grabbed her kunai and shuriken. Ino ended up landing 7 out of 10 of the kunai throwing and 6 out of 10 of the shuriken throwing. Not bad Ino, you definitely have improved. Keep up the good work, and keep training. Mizuki said. Okay, let's see how much the Naruto has progressed since the last time I was here. Mizuki said, catching himself from calling him a demon child. Naruto heard Mizuki's little tongue slip but still made his way to the circle. Naruto threw his kunai, and landed 10 out of 10 on the 3 targets, and he did the same with shuriken and landed 10 out of 10 on the targets. Oh wow Naruto. You sure have improved since the last time I saw you. You little, the Mizuki coughed, clearing his throat. You little rascal, good work. This time, Iruka caught what Mizuki was trying to say about Naruto. He clenched his fist in anger, but had to bite his tongue. He wasn't about to make a scene with all the kids around. Okay, now to the top student in the class in my opinion, Sasuke. Let's see how well you do here. Mizuki said. Sasuke went up and performed just as good as Naruto and hit all the targets with the kunai and shuriken. No surprise with this one. Amazing job Sasuke, you're definitely a prodigy. Keep it up, and you'll definitely be better than that rogue Nin of brother. Mizuki said. Sasuke couldn't help but smirk from the compliment. Okay, now Sakura, I think we should see if you've improved at all. Mizuki said with a snicker. Sakura could feel her blood start to boil at his comment. The last time the class practiced shuriken and kunai throwing, she had thrown awfully, only landing 2 kunai and 2 shuriken on target. Little did everyone know she had been practicing every day since that incident. Sakura walked up to the circle, grabbing her kunai and shuriken and focused her attention on the set of circles looming in the distance. To everyone's surprise, Sakura landed 8 out of 10 kunai, and 9 out of 10 shuriken. Oh wow! You must have been practicing, Sakura. Amazing job. I'm proud of you. Iruka said before Mizuki could make a snarky comment. The rest of the students took their turns at throwing until everyone had gone, and then the kunai/shuriken throwing session was over. Alright class, let's move on to the clone jutsu. As the whole class prepared to do the clone jutsu, no one was as nervous as Naruto. Naruto didn't know why, but the clone jutsu was the toughest for him to learn. So far, all of the clones he made weren't solid. They had just been illusions and he really didn't know why. He didn't tell his parents about it because he didn't want them to worry, especially with their busy life going on missions from time to time. Iruka and Mizuki were walking around everyone as they performed the clone jutsu. All of them have been doing an amazing job, but he noticed one thing when it came to Naruto. He was disappointed as he noticed his clone was an illusion. Naruto, if you can't make a solid clone tomorrow, you will fail the exam and not graduate. Iruka said out loud, forcing Naruto to go beat red, and nod from his statement. Iruka walked away, but Mizuki stayed behind. Hey Naruto, I know what you could do if you would want to pass the exam tomorrow. Naruto looked at Mizuki in confusion, and decided to listen to what he had to say. There's a scroll, called the Scroll of Seals, that has forbidden jutsus in it. If you can learn one, I'm sure Iruka will pass you tomorrow. Naruto looked at Mizuki, and tried to decide if he was setting him up or not. Okay Mizuki-sensei, let's say I do this. I'll definitely be chased after because I stole the scroll. What do I do then? You'll meet me out in the forest not far from the entrance of the village. After you learn one of the jutsus, you'll hand me the scroll and I'll bring it back to the village, Mizuki said, with a devious grin on his face. What this brat doesn't know is that I'll take this scroll straight to Orochimaru. Mizuki had been living a double life for a while now. He had even tried convincing his girlfriend and lover Tsubaki to join him too, but she disagreed with him. Okay Mizuki-sensei, I'll do it. I'll steal the scroll, learn one of the jutsus and hand it over to you. Naruto said. Very good Naruto, I'll see you a little bit later tonight then Mizuki said. Mizuki walked away from Naruto. He couldn't help but laugh at how dumb Naruto was to trust him. After stealing the scroll of seals, in the forest, and training a few hours on a jutsu from the scroll, Naruto was still sweating when he decided to try the jutsu one more time. Shadow Clone Jutsu. This time, Naruto was shocked to see that he had succeeded. He high-fived his own clone and then dispelled it. Yes, I did it. I won't fail tomorrow now. Now that I know the Shadow Clone Jutsu, I can use it during the exam and I won't fail, Naruto said excitedly. As he was celebrating for learning the jutsu, he heard tree branches snapping near him. He looked over and saw Iruka-sensei walking over to him. I wonder what Iruka-sensei is doing out here? Maybe Gramps sent him after me, that's probably it. Iruka finally found Naruto. Hey you Naruto, Iruka said, trying to catch his breath from running full speed to catch Naruto. So you finally found me Iruka-sensei, Naruto said, and I was able to learn a brand new jutsu too. Listen, I'm gonna show you this amazing new jutsu, and then you can let me graduate, if I do it. Who told you that? Iruka said, feeling irritated and angry that Naruto would think he would change his mind on his graduation. Although I don't like him, Mizuki-sensei told me about this scroll in this place, Naruto said, jumping around like a goofball. Iruka started thinking to himself Mizuki told him about it. Iruka's senses took over and he could feel several kunai heading into Naruto's direction. Iruka knocked Naruto out of the way and took several hits in the arm and body from the kunai. Naruto, give me that scroll! Mizuki yelled to Naruto. After taking out the kunai from his arm and upper chest, Iruka yelled, Naruto, never give Mizuki that scroll, he's lying to you. Mizuki used you so he could get the scroll for himself. Please Naruto, don't give him that scroll. It has forbidden jutsu in it that would cause serious harm to the village. Iruka pleaded to Naruto. Naruto, Iruka is only afraid of you holding on to that scroll, Mizuki said to Naruto. Huh, what do you mean? Naruto asked with a confused look in his face. Fine, I'll tell you who's really been lying to you Naruto. Everyone's been lying to you. Iruka right now would do anything to stop me right if he could. Mizuki looked at Naruto with a sinister smile, sending chills down his spine. That is, Naruto, a decree everybody knows, well except for you Naruto, Mizuki said with the same sinister look. What decree are you talking about? And why does everyone know about it? Naruto asked. Iruka yelled, no Mizuki, don't do it. It's forbidden. Mizuki continued, the decree forbids anyone from telling you that the nine-tails fox is inside of you. Naruto looked at Mizuki as his eyes widened in shock. The fox spirit that destroyed the village and killed Iruka's parents has taken over your body. You are the nine-tailed fox, Mizuki told Naruto. Stop it! Iruka yelled, but Mizuki just ignored him and continued. They've all been sneaking around and hiding things from you your whole life. Don't you think it's strange how they treated you? Like dirt, like you shouldn't even be alive. The frustration became apparent on Naruto's features as his anger started to build. No. Suddenly, blue chakra started swirling around him. No Naruto, Iruka said sadly. That's why you'll never be accepted into this village, Mizuki yelled. Even your beloved sensei hates your guts. Iruka grunted in pain and started remembering what Lord Third said to him. Iruka, Naruto was originally going to end up with no mother or father to care for him, but thankfully he had Tsunade and Jiraiya take up the mantle. The thing is, both his parents are very prominent shinobi in this village. It would be great if he had a big brother figure in his life. Naruto! Get down! Iruka yelled to him. Iruka ran to him when he saw Mizuki throw a larger shuriken at Naruto. Iruka covered up Naruto and took the large shuriken in the back. Naruto looked at Iruka, but why? Naruto asked Iruka. Iruka struggled a bit, but eventually started to talk. That's because you and I almost ended up the same. If you didn't have parents growing up, you would have become more like me. My grades dropped. I became the class clown. When I was your age, I just wanted them to notice me. Then when I didn't impress them with my grades, I did even more ridiculous things to get their attention. This is how you would have turned out if Master Jiraiya and Lady Tsunade didn't adopt you. Now instead have amazing friends in Shino, Shikamaru, Choji, and although you two are more distant, you also have Sakura. I can already see a potential rival in Sasuke for you. I'm sorry I couldn't stop Mizuki from telling you this information because I'm sure Master Jiraiya and Lady Tsunade were planning on telling you. Ha ha! Are you kidding me? Don't listen to him, Naruto. He hates you just like everyone else in the village does. He was orphaned because of the nine-tails fox, and the beast is now inside of you. He'd do anything to get that scroll away from you, Mizuki yelled. Naruto ran away as fast as he could from Mizuki and Iruka. You see that, Iruka? Those were the eyes of a beast. He's gonna head back and use that scroll on the village. Ha! Mizuki laughed at Iruka, happy in the fact that his plan was succeeding. Iruka slowly got up with the large shuriken in his hand. Naruto isn't like that! Iruka yelled, as he threw the large shuriken at Mizuki. Mizuki easily dodged it and said, "You really are pathetic. Once I eliminate Naruto, I'll finish you off." And with that, he took off running after Naruto. Iruka grunted trying to make a move to stop Mizuki, but it was too late to stop him. "I won't let you eliminate Naruto, Mizuki." Meanwhile in the Hokage's office. This is not good. What Mizuki just did ruined everything Jiraiya and Tsunade planned to do with Naruto when he graduated. Now Naruto might give in to his anger, which could weaken the seal Minato put on him. Lord Third said out loud as he was looking at everything happening through his crystal ball. Lord Third called for one of his umbu. The umbu operative appeared in front of him. "Yes, Lord Hokage, the umbu with the wolf mask. Yes, wolf, go and get Jiraiya and Tsunade for me as fast as you can. They're needed immediately." Hiruzen said to umbu. "Yes, Lord Hokage." The umbu operative shunned Shin out of the office. A few minutes later, Jiraiya and Tsunade burst through the Hokage's office door. "Sensei, what is it? What's going on?" Jiraiya said. Jiraiya, Tsunade, Mizuki went rogue, and convinced Naruto to steal the seal of scrolls to hand over to him so he could take it to Orochimaru. Iruka tried to stop him, but got injured trying to save Naruto. The problem is Naruto ran away and Mizuki is after him right now. Lord Third told his students. Tsunade was shaking with anger. Sarutobi-sensei, where are they now? If anyone hurts my son, I'll kill them. There's another issue at hand. Tsunade Mizuki told Naruto about the Nine Tails being sealed away in him. Hiruzen told the both of them. Both of them looked at their sensei in complete shock. They were gonna tell Naruto when he graduated about the Nine Tails, and about his real parents. "Sensei, where are they? We'll stop Mizuki, and we'll bring Naruto back here and tell him everything about the Nine Tails," said Jiraiya. "They are in the forest not so far from the village gates. After you save him and Iruka, bring them both back here." Hiruzen told them both. "Yes, Lord Hokage," they both said teasingly, and they shunshined out to the village gates. With Jiraiya and Tsunade were running as fast as they could to get to Naruto before Mizuki could do any more damage to their family. "Jiraiya, I hope Naruto-kun isn't going to hate us for keeping this a secret from him. I hope he understands we did it so he could grow up feeling love instead of being hated," Tsunade said to Jiraiya with a concerned voice. "Tsunade, Naruto is our son. He can be mad at us all he wants, but at the end of the day he'll understand why we did it. Our boy isn't dumb, he knows we had to do it for a reason," Jiraiya told her. "The thing is, he's 12, he's still young and immature. We don't know what he's gonna do now that he knows," Tsunade said, holding back tears. Jiraiya, with a sad look, looked at the love of his life and said, "Naruto is the best thing that has happened to the both of us. We can't let this one thing ruin our family. Naruto may still be young, but he's a lot smarter than you give him credit for. Have faith in our boy, Tsunade." "You're right, Jiraiya, we got to get there quickly." As Tsunade said that, she heard Naruto yell, "Shadow Clone Jutsu." They looked at each other and rushed to the scene. Back with Naruto running away from Mizuki. Naruto looks to his left and realizes Iruka-sensei has caught him as they're running through the trees. "Naruto, everything Mizuki said is a lie. Give me the scroll now. He's coming after you right now to take the scroll," Iruka yelled. Naruto lunged at Iruka and gave him a shoulder into the chest, sending him flying to the ground. Iruka grunted as Naruto hit him. Naruto landed about 15 feet away from Iruka. "It can't be. Ugh, how did you know, Naruto? Ugh." There was a puff of smoke, and then what was supposed to be Iruka ended up being Mizuki. "How did you know it was me, Naruto?" "Ha ha ha." Another puff of smoke appeared from Naruto. Instead it was Iruka. "That's because I'm Iruka," Iruka said as he sat down with his back against a tree. "You're a fool. Why are you protecting that freak? He's the one who whipped out your whole family," Mizuki said to Iruka. "It doesn't matter, you aren't getting that scroll. Ha ha ha, like you could stop me. Don't you get it? Naruto is just like me," Mizuki said. "Oh yeah, and how is that?" Iruka responded. "He wants the scroll for his own power and his own vengeance. That's how beasts are. He'll pour all his rage into the scroll and destroy everything," Mizuki said. "You're right," Iruka said. What Mizuki and Iruka didn't know was that Naruto was behind a tree not too far from Iruka. Naruto gasped. "So it's true, Iruka-sensei never believed in me. He thinks I'm some beast, some kind of freak," Naruto said to himself out loud. "That is how beasts are," Iruka said. Naruto gasped as he heard Iruka-sensei start talking again. "But that's not who Naruto is," Iruka continued. "He's nothing like that. He's one of a kind, he works hard, and he's more determined than anyone I know. Yeah, sure, he messes up sometimes, and everyone jumps on him, but his suffering only makes him stronger. That's what separates him from being a beast." "So you're wrong. He's nothing like the nine-tailed fox. He's Naruto Uzumaki of the village hidden in the leaves," Iruka said. Naruto was crying once he heard Iruka's speech to Mizuki. Maybe this is what having a big brother would feel like, he thought to himself. "Huh, do you really believe that crap? Iruka, I was gonna save you for later, but I changed my mind. I'll finish you now," Mizuki yelled and started darting towards Irika. Irika was at peace if this was the end. So this is how it's going to end for me, huh? At that moment, Naruto jumped forward and kneed Mizuki in the stomach and sent him back. Mizuki started to get up, wheezing slightly. Ugh, not bad for a little punk like yourself, he said to Naruto. If you ever lay a hand on my sensei again, Naruto growled. I'll kill you, such big words. I can completely destroy you with a single move. Mizuki yelled. Take your best shot, fool, I'll give back to you a 1,000-fold. Naruto replied back. Let's see you try. Show me what you got, Nine-Tail Fox. Mizuki said. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto yelled, and thousands of solid shadow clones showed up. Naruto, those aren't illusions, they're solid clones. He has mastered extremely advanced jutsu. This was one of the things I was worried about coming up for his graduation tomorrow. Irika thought to himself. Mizuki was in shock, realizing the clones weren't illusions. What's going on? Thousands of Narutos appeared around Mizuki. Wow, I did it. I actually made solid clones, but not just one. Thousands of them, he thought to himself. The thousands of Naruto clones started taunting Mizuki. Come on. Come and get me, what's wrong? Worried, as the clones were about to go in and attack, someone yelled out to Naruto. Naruto, wait. Naruto heard a feminine voice yell out in the trees somewhere. Walking through the thousands of shadow clones, Naruto saw his parents walking to him. He then had a sad look on his face. Naruto, why such a sad look? Jiraiya asked. How could you lie and love a demon child like me? Naruto responded to his father. Tsunade smacked him in the back of the head. What did I tell you earlier? You aren't a demon child. Also, your father and I love you, that'll never change. We have a lot to discuss. Let your father and I handle Mizuki. Tsunade got up and walked to her husband. They both walked up to Mizuki. If you ever try to destroy my family again, I promise you, I will kill you. Tsunade spoke first with a dark tone. Mizuki was scared shitless. He never thought two of the legendary Sannin would come here. He never knew they were his parents. He just completely ignored all the rumors about it. Jiraiya, he isn't worth my time, and I need to heal Irika. You take care of him, and show him why you don't mess with the child of the Sannin. Tsunade said. It'll be my pleasure, dear. Now Mizuki, how should I deal with you? Should I use taijutsu? Ninjutsu? You know what? I'll use one of my students' favorite moves instead, Jiraiya said. A blue sphere appeared in Jiraiya's right hand. Jiraiya ran towards Mizuki and launched the blue sphere in Mizuki's stomach, yelling Rasengan. Naruto was in awe of the move his father just did. He just saw his father's move launch Mizuki through several trees and some distance away. Triple HHHH, Mizuki yelled, as he received the Rasengan in the stomach, and launched through a bunch of trees. Wow! Dad, that was amazing. Do you think you can teach me that move? Naruto asked his father excitedly. Yes, I will teach you, once you become my apprentice. Jiraiya responded, giving him a toothy grin, and giving him the victory sign. Jiraiya walks up to Naruto, and they start walking over to Tsunade. Upon reaching Tsunade, they both noticed the healing chakra being applied to Irika. They both heard Tsunade say to Irika, thank you for saving our son, and believing in him. Yes, thank you for saving our little Naruto. Irika, if you weren't around, who knows what would have happened. Jiraiya included. Alright everyone, Irika should be good to go now. All of us are gonna head to Lord Hokage's office and tell him everything happened, but before that, Jiraiya, go tie up Mizuki and we'll bring him with us so he can get interrogated and put in jail. Tsunade said. She doesn't realize this, but she's gonna be a great Hokage. She's gonna be surprised in the next few days when he tells her she's gonna be the next Hokage. Jiraiya thought to himself. Sure thing, Tsunade. I'll be right back. Jiraiya shunshined away to Mizuki and tied him up. Tsunade looked at Naruto and said, and you? You're grounded from eating ramen till I think you learned from this incident. How dare you steal the scroll of seals? Tsunade yelled at Naruto. Naruto gulped in fear, wishing he went with his father to tie up the bastard Mizuki instead of being stuck with his mom and Irika. Yes, Mom, Naruto pouted, realizing how long it might be until he has ramen again. A little while later at the Hokage's office, Hiruzen heard a knock on his door. He knew everything that happened with his crystal ball. Come in, he said calmly. The group of Jiraiya, Tsunade, Irika, and Naruto walked into the Hokage's office. Jiraiya handed the scroll of seals over to his sensei. We have recovered the scroll, and my dimwit of a son, sensei, Jiraiya said, receiving a slap on the back of the head from Tsunade. And Mizuki? Hiruzen asked his two former students. We dropped Mizuki off with the interrogation team, sensei. Tsunade responded. Good, now I believe we all have something to discuss with Naruto with what happened 12 years ago when the Nine-Tailed Fox attacked. Irika, I think you should stay for this, Hiruzen said. Tsunade and Jiraiya both looked at each other since they both weren't ready to tell him who his mother and father were. They were thinking about telling him at least about Kushina when he graduated. Telling him about Minato would just have to wait until he was strong enough to learn the Flying Thunder God Jutsu. Naruto, the night of the Nine-Tails attack, the fourth Hokage, and his wife sealed the Nine-Tails in a newborn baby. They had no other choice but to sacrifice themselves to seal the Nine-Tails in you. They both wanted you to be seen as a hero. Unfortunately, what we ended up discovering was that some of the villagers still don't see you as a hero, only as the Jinchuriki that holds the Nine-Tails prisoner, Jiraiya started to explain. Tsunade then took over. One thing I was told from the previous Jinchuriki is, the only way to tame the Nine-Tails' hatred is with growing up knowing what love is. Naruto, Jiraiya and I love you, you're our son and nothing will stop us from loving you. You also have Gramps over there too, and Irika, Tsunade said, adding a little wink after calling her sensei Gramps. Now Irika, you didn't have to go after our son, and you didn't have to put your life in danger to protect him. Tsunade said to Irika. It was nothing Lady Tsu, Irika was saying until he was interrupted and pulled into a hug from Tsunade. Irika, I think Jiraiya and I will both agree you're welcome to be a part of this family, and Naruto definitely needs an older brother figure in his life, Tsunade said to Irika with a smile on his face. Irika was in shock with what he just heard Lady Tsunade said. Then tears started coming down his face, and he hugged her back. Thank you, is all Irika could muster to say. Then Jiraiya and Naruto went up to the both of them and had a group hug. I think this called for a family photo in my opinion, Hiruzen said. He went and grabbed his assistant to take a photo. The photo was taken with Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Hiruzen in the back with Irika crouched down, arm around Naruto in front of them, all smiling at the camera. Chapter 2, Team 8. After the family photo, Tsunade goes to Irika. Don't be a stranger. Feel free to stop by for dinner or if you need any training advice or help. Jiraiya and I are here for you. Irika stood there in shock. He was being offered help, and to spend time with two of the legendary Sannin. Sure thing. Plus it means I can come visit Naruto after his genin missions, Irika said excitedly to the three. The three couldn't help and return a bright smile. Alright, well I think all of us had enough excitement for one night. Naruto, you have a big day tomorrow with your graduation exam. So go to sleep. Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Irika, good night to you three as well, Hiruzen said. All four of them took their leave. Naruto, Tsunade, and Jiraiya said their goodbyes to Irika and headed back to the Namikaze residence. Right when they got home and walked through the front door, Tsunade said, Hey Naruto. Before you go to bed, your father and I need to talk to you about something real quick. Naruto and Jiraiya both looked at her in slight confusion, and then it hit Jiraiya what they would have to do tomorrow once Naruto passes his exam. They'd have to talk about Kushina. The three moved to the living and sat down on the couch. So Mom, Dad, what is it you need to talk to me about? Naruto asked. We aren't going to tell you just yet, but I want you to give you a heads up in advance. After your graduation exam tomorrow, we have a pretty big secret to tell you, Tsunade said with a sad look on her face. Now Naruto. What we will tell you won't change how we view you at all. Just like the nine-tailed fox didn't. We just hope it doesn't change how you view us. Jiraiya added. Okay, Mom and Dad. After I find out who my sensei is tomorrow, I'll come straight home and talk to you guys about whatever this is, Naruto said. Jiraiya and Tsunade both nodded. Jiraiya looked at him. Alright Naruto, go to bed. It's getting late, and you have a big day tomorrow. Make us proud son, Jiraiya said nervously. Naruto got up off the couch and looked at them with a nervous look. He was scared of what they had to tell him. He walked away and went upstairs to get ready for bed. Jiraiya went next to Tsunade on the couch and held her. He knew she was hurting inside and scared at how he would react to finding out who his mother is. Jiraiya, how do you think it's going to work out tomorrow? I'm so nervous, I don't want to lose our baby. Tsunade said sadly. Tsunade, I think he'll be just fine. What has me more concerned though is when the day finally comes that we have to tell him about Minato. Jiraiya responded. Tsunade never thought about how he would react to Minato until Jiraiya brought it up. Jiraiya, when we tell him about Minato, we really need to hope he has a girlfriend by then. He can't go through this alone besides with us. For the time being, however, I think we should take a look to see if we can find any photos of Kushina alone or with her friends. I know Minato has some in his library, and don't think that I wasn't aware that you've been writing those smut books of yours. Tsunade insinuated. Jiraiya sweated a little. Yes, there are definitely pictures of Kushina in there with her alone, or with friends. But that aside, I also think when we do tell him about Kushina, we need to give him books on the Uzumaki clan's secrets, like the adamant and sealing chains. If Naruto can at the very least become acquainted with some of their unique jutsu and techniques, it could help him out should he suddenly unlock one. I agree. But you need to have him start working on actually using Fuinjutsu. Tsunade replied back with a serious tone. That's true. Now, since I've agreed to have Naruto as my apprentice, what are you going to do? Shizen is no longer with you, at least for now. Have you been looking at anyone? Jiraiya asked her with a questioning, but serious tone at the same time. As a matter of fact, Jiraiya, I have. It's actually the Kunoichi our son has a huge crush on, Sakura Haruno. Tsunade said with a smirk. Wait, Haruno wasn't Kushina best friends with the girl that eventually married Kizashi Haruno? I think her name was Mabuki, Jiraiya said, with his hand on his chin as he looked at the ceiling while deep in thought. Yes, I met their little family when Naruto entered the academy. He actually saved Sakura from some bullies that were teasing her. Tsunade said with a proud look. Oh, our son did that, did he? What a hero! Wait a second, Tsunade. Don't tell me you're gonna try to influence her into liking Naruto. Jiraiya said accusingly. Not quite. I can tell she cares about him, and may even feel the same way about Naruto the way he feels about her. I think she just needs a little nudge in the right direction. The only problem is that she has a childish crush on Sasuke Uchiha. She even told Sasuke I was training Naruto in taijutsu, although it was more like just giving him some pointers. Tsunade said. Wait, how did you know that? Jiraiya asked questioningly. Well, I went to see if I could catch Naruto when he got out of the academy to get a late lunch, and well, I happened to catch him spying on Sakura with Sasuke and just so happened to overhear what they were talking about. Let's just say, that's when Naruto's taijutsu training became a little bit harder for the kid, Tsunade said with an evil smirk. Flashback. Tsunade just watched a very depressing scene. It was one where her son Naruto caught the girl he liked on a date with her crush. Sakura just told Sasuke about Naruto studying taijutsu under me, more like I was just giving him pointers than actually training him. Guess that's changing today, she thought to herself. Tsunade decided to sneak up on her son and give him a scare. Tsunade tiptoed up to Naruto. As she got right behind him, she whispered in his ear and said, "You know this is stalking, right?" She covered her hand over Naruto's mouth right when he was about to scream so he wouldn't blow their cover. She put her finger over her lips, shushing him. Naruto, you'll explain to me later why you're stalking those two. But for now, I think we should go home so I can actually train you a little on taijutsu, so you could kick that little Uchiha prodigy's ass. Tsunade said with pride in her voice. Mom, I wasn't technically stalking them. I was about to leave the academy when Sakura bribed Sasuke for a date. She would tell him a secret about me if he would go on a date, Naruto said sadly. She's young, Naruto, and has a huge crush on him. Trust me when I say it won't last. I can already tell in her eyes that she's struggling to keep someone else off her mind too, Tsunade said with a smirk. Naruto couldn't help but look in awe at his mother. She was extremely smart, strong, and a genius with certain things. He hoped she was right. Okay, Mom. Let's head home and do some training. But only if we can get a Chiraka ramen after. I haven't seen the old man and I am for a while, Naruto said with a hint of sadness. End of flashback. Oh, so that's why you picked up his taijutsu training at that time. That definitely makes sense, but I'm actually quite surprised Sakura would betray Naruto like that, Jiraiya said. Well, she's young and thinks she's in love with Sasuke. But I can tell you now. The way I see her look at Naruto-kun compared to Sasuke is a lot different. Tsunade said. What do you mean the way she looks at our son compared to Sasuke? Jiraiya asked with a confused look. Well, the way she looks at Sasuke right now is someone who just has a childhood crush. With Naruto though, I can tell it's something vastly different. When I see her eyes gaze at our son, I can't help but notice the love and care embedded deep within those emerald eyes of hers. She's probably already noticed the state of confusion of her feelings when she looks or thinks about Naruto-kun. The only thing those two need is time, and honestly being on the same team will help them develop even more. Tsunade explained to her husband. Well, let's hope you're right. Although waiting isn't a bad thing, I just don't want those two to end up like us. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful that we finally got together, but I just wish that it hadn't taken Minato and Kushina's death to bring us closer. Jiraiya said sadly. Tsunade couldn't help but put on a sad look as well. The worst thing is, she knows he's right. They probably wouldn't have ended up together. Jiraiya, you're probably right, but let's not dwell on that. We're married now, and to be honest, it's the happiest I've ever been. Being parents to Naruto-kun, and watching him grow up with you have been the happiest moments of my life. Thank you for going on this journey with me, Jiraiya. Tsunade leaned up and kissed Jiraiya. Cuddling up next to him on the couch with her head on his chest, Tsunade began to say, and don't forget to start his Fuinjutsu training starting tomorrow. Tsunade reminded once more, as she began to fall asleep. I won't, and you're gonna be busy also yourself, you just don't know it. Jiraiya said, with a sly smile. He picked his wife up bridal style and they went to bed. Naruto woke up the next day, rejuvenated for his graduation exam day. He now had the shadow clone jutsu for the clone part of the exam, which should make passing a breeze. Naruto went to the bathroom to brush his teeth and to shower. Once done with his shower, he went to put on his red and blue jumpsuit. Naruto ran downstairs after getting changed and was greeted by the wonderful scent of his mother's cooking. He went to the table and sat next to his father. Good morning, Mom and Dad. Naruto chirped happily as he greeted his parents. Good morning, Naruto-kun. I made you a breakfast of fish, rice, and miso soup. So eat up, and then head straight to your graduation exam, Tsunade said as she carried 2 plates over to the table, setting them down before Jiraiya and Naruto. She gave Naruto a kiss on his head before taking a seat, and then proceeded to eat her own breakfast. Naruto-kun, don't forget what we told you last night. Come straight home after you finished everything today. Tsunade said. Yes, Mom. I'll make sure to come straight home right after. I hope I get a good sensei today. Naruto said. Naruto, whoever you get is going to be a jonin. So make sure to pay them the proper respect. Jiraiya said. Does that mean they're as powerful or close to you too? Naruto asked out of curiosity. The two couldn't help but laugh a little bit. No, son, your mother and I guess you could say, are as strong as a Kage. Or potentially stronger than some. Jiraiya told him. Naruto's mouth was left open when his father told him. They're as strong or stronger than Gramps? That's crazy. Actually, it's gonna be a big day for your mother too, Naruto. She just doesn't know it yet. Jiraiya whispered into Naruto's ear. What are you whispering into his ear? Tsunade said angrily. Oh, nothing. Jiraiya tried to deflect. By the way, Sarutobi-sensei wanted me to tell you to stop by his office in a few hours. Ugh, what does the old geezer want from me now? Tsunade said questioningly. It's nothing too big. It's kind of a surprise actually. Jiraiya replied. Tsunade looked at her husband questioningly, and decided to drop it. She'll just have to go visit her sensei in a few hours. Maybe she could find out who Naruto's team and sensei is. As Naruto arrived at the academy, he overheard Ino talking about the incident that happened last night with Mizuki and his family. So, my father told me that he was interrogating Mizuki because he convinced Naruto to steal a secret scroll that had forbidden jutsu in it. Apparently Iruka-sensei went after them and got hurt by Mizuki. Naruto was actually going to be able to defeat him, but was stopped by Master Jiraiya and Lady Tsunade. Master Jiraiya used the 4th Hokage's favorite jutsu and pretty much broke almost every bone in Mizuki's body from it. Ino said to everyone. Naruto looked at her with a surprised look, because he would never think her father would flat out tell her what happened. Ino. Naruto said her name out loud and scared everyone. How did you hear about that? I'm sure your father didn't openly tell you. Ino looked at Naruto with a surprised look. Well, he didn't actually tell me, Naruto. I overheard him telling my mother. Naruto looked at her with a hint of anger. Why did she think it was okay to tell everyone about his personal business? Just as he was about to tell her off for bringing up his family's personal affair, a certain pinkette spoke up for him instead. Ino pig, you shouldn't be talking about Naruto's family's personal business. If he wanted to tell us, he would have. Sakura said angrily at the blonde. Oh, shut it, billboard brow. You know you wanted to know what happened to Naruto. It's not like you guys are even that close anymore anyway. Ino retorted back. Sakura went from angry to hurt. She knew Ino was right, but she went too far. As Sakura started to get teary eyes from what Ino said, she heard Naruto speak up. Ino, don't bring up my family's personal business without my permission, that isn't okay. How would you feel if I did the same thing to you? Because I'm pretty sure you wouldn't like it either. So please don't do that again. Trust me, you don't want to see my mother's bad side. Also, Sakura-chan and I's friendship has nothing to do with you. Just because we aren't as close as we once were before don't mean I don't think she and I aren't still friends, Naruto said angrily. I'm sorry, Naruto. I didn't mean to upset you. That was a low blow for me to bring up yours and Sakura's friendship like that, Ino said. Naruto then walked up to his seat near Sakura and waited for their exams to begin. Meanwhile, no one noticed just how mad and annoyed Sasuke was from the information he just heard. You're telling me this idiot would have been able to beat a Chunin, our sensei Mizuki? I doubt that is true. No, it can't be. He isn't stronger than me, Sasuke thought while clenching his fist. Sakura was sitting next to Naruto, and she was just in shock at what he said. Naruto still thinks of us as friends. Even after everything I've done, he still considers us friends, as she thought to herself. Her cheeks started getting rosy as she thought about Naruto. Naruto closed his eyes when he sat down and crossed his arms, giving the universal sign to leave him alone. At that moment, he heard a dark laugh coming from inside his head. Naruto appeared in a dark hallway with lots of doors. He started walking towards where he heard the laughter. He eventually entered a massive room with water on the ground, making it feel like he was in a sewer, and what looked like a huge jail cell in the room. Well, kid, it looks like you finally found me. I haven't seen or heard you get angry like that before. That was interesting, the deep voice said. Who are you? Naruto asked the voice. Who do you think I am? What did some of those villagers call you? Wait, don't tell me you're the Ninetales. Naruto said in a surprised tone. He heard the laugh again, but this time, he saw the face of a big orange fox appear. Yes, brat, I am the Ninetales. The advice your parents received about a Jinchuriki wasn't wrong, Ninetales said. Naruto was in shock and couldn't help but back away a little bit. What advice are you talking about, Fox? The key for a Jinchuriki to overcome hatred is to fill themselves with love. People hate us because they think all we want to do is destroy things, which couldn't be further from the truth. We're just mad, being trapped in a human, and being seen as a weapon. We just want to be respected, and treated normally. We used to be free until Madara Uchiha came around trying to control us, specifically me. Anyways, listen, kid, when it eventually comes time for you to try to learn to control my power, you're gonna need to earn my trust, but for now, I don't trust you, or this village. Prove to me you're different. Prove to me you don't want to use me as a weapon, Ninetales said while releasing some murderous intent. Naruto fell on his ass when he felt the murderous intent coming from the Ninetale fox. He thought he was gonna die from just the murderous intent released from it. Ha, this is goodbye for now, kid. I'm gonna go back to sleep, the Ninetale said as it put its head on its paws and closed its eyes. While Naruto was in his mindscape, Sakura had noticed that Naruto was starting to sweat with a nervous look on his face. She started to reach out, and was about to ask Naruto if he was okay when his eyes shot open and he started to breathe a little heavier. Naruto, are you okay? You started to sweat and now you're breathing heavier. Sakura asked with a concerned look on her face. Naruto looked at Sakura real quick and realized he was out of that space he was just in. Huh. Yeah, I'm fine, Sakura-chan. No worries, If you say so, Naruto. But my gut is telling me otherwise, Sakura said with a suspicious look on her face. As she was about to ask more, Iruka-sensei entered the room. Naruto felt relieved as he saw his big brother enter the room. He saved him from being questioned by Sakura. Right now he needed to talk to his parents with what just happened to him. Iruka walked to the table and began to speak. Alright kids, it's time to start your graduation exams. We are going to start with the written exam first, and then we will move to the next practical exam, which is for you to show us if you can break out of genjutsu, ninjutsu, and taijutsu demonstration. Everyone in their seats groaned when they heard about the written exam portion. Iruka handed out the written exam and shouted, "Begin!" A little while after he had finished his written portion of the exam, Naruto walked into the room where he was supposed to be taking the genjutsu test. As soon as he walked through, he was put into a terrifying genjutsu. Naruto was placed in a genjutsu that showed the nine tails attacking the village. Naruto couldn't help but be scared of what he was seeing to the point he was shaking. Next thing Naruto felt was the anger of the nine tails seeing this genjutsu. Naruto swore he could hear in the back of the head the nine tails saying, "How dare this human show you this? Sorry, Naruto. I'm breaking this for you." Naruto blinked and realized the nine tails had released the genjutsu for him. Naruto said a silent thank you, to which he got a grunt in reply. Naruto gave an angry look to Funino. "Well, did I pass, Funino-sensei?" "Yes, brat, you did. Now head down to the ninjutsu part of the exam." Funino said, "I'm gonna need to eventually talk to Mom and Dad about what type of genjutsu Funino-sensei put me in." Naruto annoyingly thought to himself. Naruto walked into the ninjutsu exam. He walked into the middle of the room and looked at Suzume-sensei. "Okay, Naruto. If you can, please do a henge for me. And if you pass that, we'll do the clone jutsu," Suzume said. Naruto looked at her annoyed. "If I can do a henge? Okay, fine. Henge." Naruto transformed into his mom Tsunade Senju. Suzume looked terrified for a second, because of how well Naruto's henge technique was. "Good job, Naruto. Now the clone jutsu, please." Naruto smirked, and proceeded to make a ram hand sign, shadow clone jutsu, making a solid copy of himself next to him. They gave each other a high five. Suzume looked at him a little stunned, knowing he couldn't do a clone technique, let alone a shadow clone. "Good job, Naruto. You pass. Now head down to the taijutsu exam, please," Suzume told Naruto. Naruto bowed and headed outside the exam. Naruto waved at Shikamaru as he went to enter the ninjutsu portion and wished him luck. Naruto walked to the taijutsu exam room to see that bastard Sasuke exit the room with his Hittite. Sasuke looked and saw Naruto and couldn't help but smirk at him. Naruto returned the smirk with the middle finger and walked into the taijutsu exam room. "Hello, Naruto, welcome to the taijutsu part. In all honesty, Naruto, you really don't need to do this. So how about we do a light spar and talk?" Iruka said. "Hello, Iruka-sensei, that sounds fine to me. Before we begin, when will you come by for dinner?" Naruto asked. "Naruto, they just invited me into the family, but probably in the next couple of days I'll stop and also ask Jiraiya to give me some jutsu to learn so I can eventually make Jonin," Iruka said. "Okay, Iruka-sensei, shall we begin then?" Naruto asked. "Sure, Naruto, come at me whenever," Iruka said. Naruto and Iruka sparred for a little bit, and after some time Iruka put his hand up to stop Naruto. "Alright, Naruto, we should stop so I can get to the other students." "You passed." Iruka handed Naruto a hidden leaf Hittite. "You're officially a genin of the village hidden in leaves." "Thank you so much, Iruka-sensei," Naruto said, giving Iruka a big hug. "Alright, Naruto, I'll see you later to introduce you to your team and sensei, and I'll stop by sometime next week for dinner," Iruka said. Naruto put the Hittite on. "Alright, Iruka-sensei, I'll see you later." Naruto left the room and saw Shikamaru waiting. "Good luck, Shikamaru, see you back in the classroom." Naruto realized he still had time till they would need to be back, so he thought why not get some ramen before finding out what team he was going to be on. Naruto left the academy and headed to Ichiraku Ramen. Meanwhile with Tsunade. Tsunade looked at the wall clock and realized it was time for her to head to see her former sensei. Tsunade got off the couch and walked to the door putting on her green haori. Jiraiya was currently doing research for his smut books. Although Tsunade was against the smut books, it was another great source of income. So she allowed him to continue doing research as long as it was only spying. Tsunade walked out the door and started walking the streets of Konoha. As she was walking to the Hokage Tower, she was greeted by several villagers. After a few more minutes of walking, she ended up in front of the Hokage Tower and proceeded to walk in the building and head up the stairs towards the Hokage office. Just as she reached the door to the Hokage's office, Tsunade greeted the third's assistant. Tsunade knocked on the door and heard her former sensei yell, "Come in." Tsunade walked in and greeted her former sensei. "Good morning, Sarutobi-sensei, or should I call you Lord Hokage?" Tsunade said, teasing the old man. "It's fine, Tsunade. I have something to talk to you about," Hiruzen said, causing Tsunade's eyebrow to arch. "Okay, what do you want to talk to me about?" Tsunade inquired. Tsunade, I'm getting old. It really is time for me to find a replacement for me. Hiruzen said. Well, sensei, I don't think Jiraiya would want to become the Hokage. Especially since he has to train Naruto once he reaches Chunin. Tsunade told Hiruzen. I know that, Tsunade, and I wasn't talking about Jiraiya, I was talking about you becoming my successor. Hiruzen said, causing Tsunade to look at him with shock. Why me? I'm also going to be taking on an apprentice soon too. How do you expect me to do that and be Hokage? You also know I think that position is cursed. Tsunade said sadly. Tsunade, both you and I know Naruto and Jiraiya will be leaving the village for his training. Your apprentice, whoever it will be, can do their training here, giving you the chance to do both. Hiruzen said matter-of-factly. You won't let me say no, will you? Tsunade asked. No, because if you say no, the advisors will suggest Danzo to be the next Hokage. We can't let that happen by any means. Hiruzen told her with a dark expression on his face. Tsunade clenched her first. She didn't want to become Hokage at all. She, unfortunately, knows her sensei is right, and they can't let Danzo become Hokage. Okay, fine, I'll do it, old man, but you'll have to teach me the art of getting paperwork done fast so I can spend time with my family, Tsunade said. That's great to hear that you accept the position of Hokage, Tsunade. I'll inform the advisors and we'll start your training tomorrow. Oh, and the key to paperwork is shadow clones, Hiruzen said. Tsunade looked at her sensei with shock. That makes a lot of sense now. Using shadow clones to help with paperwork. No wonder he has time to walk around the village and mingle. Are we done? Because I need to make sure to prepare everything to inform Naruto tonight about Kushina. Tsunade said with a sad expression. Actually, no, it's not. I figured you would like to find out who Naruto's potential sensei will be. He passed, by the way. The 3 that are gonna be senseis for this year's graduates are about to be here. We can start your training a little early instead, Hiruzen said. Tsunade looked at him, and nodded her head. She proceeded to walk around the desk and stand behind her sensei. She started wondering who would end up being her son's sensei. While Tsunade was thinking, she was knocked out of her train of thought by the knock on the door. She looked at the door as 3 jonin walked through. The first one to speak was the female jonin with long brown hair and red eyes. Good morning, Lord Hokage, and Lady Tsunade, Kurenai said with a slightly confused look on why Tsunade was there. The other 2 jonin said good morning to the Hokage and Lady Tsunade. Good morning, Kurenai, Asuma, and Kakashi. You all are probably wondering why Lady Tsunade is here? Well, this is going to be S-class information for right now, and you can't tell anyone else about it. But she is now doing her training to become the 5th Hokage. Tsunade will take over at the end of the Chunin exam. Hiruzen said. The 3 looked at him with shock and then nodded. Now that you 3 are here are the folders on the 9 academy graduates from this year's exam. I'll allow you 3 to choose who you want for your team. Report back here by 12 p.m. to discuss who you have chosen for your team. Hiruzen said. Yes, Hokage. The 3 jonin said, and grabbed the folders. The 3 left the Hokage's office and proceeded outside the building. Well, I'll see you 2 later, said Kakashi, the silver-haired jounin with the face mask. Okay. Asuma, I'm gonna walk around and get some food. See you later, Kurenai said. See you later, Kurenai, Asuma said. Kurenai proceeded to walk through the village to find a suitable restaurant to grab a quick lunch while she looked over the various prospects from this year's crop of genin. While making her way down one of the Leaf's busy streets, she saw a blonde-haired boy wearing a red and blue jacket and pants. And what stood out to Kurenai about this young boy was the fact that he had a brand new leaf headband tied around his forehead, something only given to new graduates of the academy. Out of curiosity, Kurenai decided to follow him. She saw him enter Ichiraku ramen stand and decided to go in. Before deciding to take a seat next to him, she listened to him talk to the owner. The owner Tochi greeted the young man. Hey Naruto. Aren't you supposed to be at the academy for your graduation exam? Naruto pointed at the Hittite on his forehead and gave him a toothy smile. See, old man. I passed. I'll be finding out in a couple of hours from Iruka-sensei who will be on my team and who the sensei is. Kurenai smiled from how happy Naruto sounded. Naruto proceeded to order a miso beef ramen bowl. Kurenai decided to finally go and sit down next to Naruto. As she sat down, Naruto looked at her and gave her a big smile. Hey look, we're the same. I'm a ninja now too, pointing to his Hittite. Kurenai couldn't help but smile. Well, you're only partially correct, Naruto. See, you're genin and I'm a jonin, she said to him. Naruto was surprised to see the lady he was talking to was a jonin. Anyway, my name is Kurenai. It's nice to meet you, Kurenai said with a big smile. Naruto, do you mind telling me a little bit about yourself? Naruto gave her a weird look and decided to tell her anyway while he was eating. Well, my mom is Tsunade Senju and my dad is Master Jiraiya. They're both known as the legendary Sannin. Before the academy, I wasn't really allowed to leave the house without my parents. Even when we did leave, it was always at night, or it was to visit Grandpa Hiruzen. I didn't have any friends growing up, and the one time I did venture out into the village by myself, well, let's just say that it was a scary experience. I don't think I'm ready to talk about it just yet, Naruto said with a sad look. Kurenai realized the villagers must have harassed Naruto for being the Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed fox. Well Naruto, do you have any friends now since you just graduated from the academy? When I first joined the academy, I stopped kids from bullying one of my classmates because she had pink hair and a big forehead. We became friends after that, and well shortly after we grew distant because she joined that bastard Sasuke Uchiha fan club. Naruto said, clenching his fist. So I'm assuming you and Sasuke are rivals then? Kurenai asked. Yeah, I guess. He got really mad last year when I beat him in a taijutsu fight to see who was ranked number 1 in our class for taijutsu. It was actually kind of surprising because Sakura-chan, the girl with pink hair I was telling you about, actually chose my side to win. It was weird because I caught her telling Sasuke that my mom has been assisting me with my taijutsu. What she didn't know was my mom actually overheard, and well my mom started to actually train me a bit in taijutsu instead of just assisting me. Naruto said. Kurenai was impressed with what Naruto was telling her. What about your dad? Has Master Jiraiya taught you anything yet? Kurenai asked. Not really. All I have been doing is reading about Fuinjutsu, but now that I graduated he's gonna let me do my own seals and teach me on them. My mom is now going to assist me with chakra control too. Naruto told Kurenai. Well, shouldn't your sensei be assisting you with chakra control? Kurenai asked. Well, I think it's because I actually have a large chakra pool/reserve. So I would have to do even more than normal training on it? Naruto said questioningly. Well Naruto, when you get assigned to your team, don't forget that your sensei will be teaching you too. Don't overexert yourself, or you will get chakra exhaustion, Kurenai said. Naruto finished his 4th bowl of ramen. Well Lady Kurenai, I need to head back and prepare for when I find out who's on my team and who my sensei is. Okay Naruto, good luck, Kurenai said. As she watched Naruto leave she looked at the folders of the students she brought. Oh, are you potentially going to be Naruto's sensei? Tochi asked. Well I don't know if I'll get him. But after talking to him, I think I'll definitely choose him to be on my team, Kurenai said. If you do get him on your team, he's a good kid. He doesn't have many friends except for a few of the boys at the academy, and the girl he was telling you about. Tochi said. Whoa, slow down there a second. Even though that Sakura girl Naruto just spoke of tried to give her crush the upper leg about Naruto being trained by his mother, yet she's still friends with him? Kurenai asked in disbelief. Well, the thing is, Sakura was Naruto's first ever friend. That boy has such a big heart, he would never toss her friendship away. It also doesn't help that the boy is in love with her, Tochi said. Interesting. Kurenai said and grabbed the folder on Sakura Haruno. She looks at her folder, let's see. She's very intelligent, actually competing with Shikamaru Nara on that front. Now that's impressive. She's book smart, can come up with strategies, and oh what's this? She is shown to have high potential with genjutsu. Her taijutsu is poor though, but she has phenomenal chakra control, but she also has a small chakra pool. The chakra pool can grow with physical and mental training so that won't be an issue. I'll help her with her genjutsu. Her and Naruto can be great as a team as long as I can get her over her little child crush. I can hopefully help her grow as kunoichi. Hey Tochi, do you know who else Naruto was close with or considered a friend? Kurenai asked the old man. Well I doubt you'll be able to pick him, but Shikamaru is one of his, and I believe the quiet one Shino is also his friend. Oh, and there's Choji too. Tochi said. Thank you, Kurenai said. Well, there's no way I'll be getting Shikamaru. Asuma is going to pick him first. So, let's see about Shino Aburame. His family adopted Torian Aburame. Shino and Torian were close until Danzo came to them asking for one of them to join Root. Torian decided to go so Shino didn't have to have a life of loneliness in Root. Danzo, that piece of shit. Thankfully Lady Tsunade is taking over as Hokage instead of him anyways. He's good at dispelling genjutsu, because of his insects, good at ninjutsu, and is proficient in taijutsu. He would be good for tracking. If I have Naruto, Sakura, and Shino I could have a well-balanced team. I think I found my team. Thank you for the meal Tsuchi. I'm gonna head back now and hope to get the team I want. Kurenai said. Thanks for stopping by. And hey, if you get Naruto, treat him well please, Tsuchi said. Kurenai gave him a nod and then proceeded to head back to the Hokage tower. After taking her time on her walk back, she gave a knock on the Hokage office door. Come in. Kurenai walked in and saw the other two waiting for her. She bowed to lower third and proceeded to stand next to Kakashi. I hope you all had enough time to look through everyone's folder and was able to choose the best squad suited for you, Hiruzen said. Yes, the three Jonin said. Okay, Asuma, who is the first person you would like to pick? Hiruzen said. I'm going to choose Shikamaru Neru, Asuma said. Okay, Kakashi, who is your first pick? Hiruzen asked, writing down Team 10's first genin. I'm going to choose Sasuke Uchiha, Kakashi said with an orange book in front of his face. Okay, and Kurenai, who is going to be your first pick? Hiruzen asked, proceeding to write down Team 7's first pick. I'm gonna choose Naruto Uzumaki, Kurenai said, getting questioning looks from everyone in the room. Kurenai, why are you choosing Naruto? Kakashi interrupted before anyone could say anything else. Well, I was originally going to go with the tracking unit, but I ran into Naruto when I went to go look over everyone's profile. He's a sweet boy, and I honestly don't think he would do well being on your team, Kakashi, because he and Sasuke aren't friends and are rivals. It would be bad for a team without chemistry to go out in the field. Kurenai said, returning the gaze Kakashi was giving her. Kurenai, you know Naruto-kun's prisoner, are you going to treat my son equally? Tsunade asked. Although I hate the Ninetales because of what happened to my team I was on when I was a genin, I harbor no ill feelings toward Naruto, and if I did I don't feel like dying from two of the Sannin. Kurenai said jokingly at the end. I still disagree with you, Kurenai. I think Naruto is best suited to be with me, Kakashi said with a slight tone of anger behind it. Why Kakashi? Because Naruto is the son of your former sensei? Do you think you have the right to him? Although I do agree he would probably be better suited with you as a sensei. I do have a sense that you won't really focus on him, but instead focus more time on Sasuke. Toby-sensei, I agree with Kurenai having Naruto-kun, Tsunade said. Well, I also agree with Kakashi that Naruto would be better suited with him. I can't also look past the history that Naruto and Sasuke have at the academy. Kakashi, if you want a Naruto, you should have chosen him first. Kurenai, you will get Naruto, Hiruzen said, writing down Naruto's name for Team 8. Thank you, Lord Third, and thank you Lady Tsunade, I will train Naruto to the best of my capabilities. Kurenai responded. Okay, Asuma, who do you choose for your second pick? Hiruzen asked. I'm going to choose Ino Yamanaka, Asuma said. Hiruzen wrote down Ino's name for Team 10. Okay Kakashi, who's your second pick? I'm going to choose Choji Akimichi, Kakashi said, getting a confused look by Asuma. Lord Third wrote down Choji's name under Team 7, slightly apologizing in his head to his son. Okay, and your second pick, Kurenai? I'm gonna go with Sakura Haruno, Kurenai said. Everyone was surprised with this pick. They thought she would choose Hinata. Lord Third gave her a questioning look, and then proceeded to write down Sakura's name under Team 8. Alright, Asuma, who's your final pick? Hiruzen asked. Kiba Inuzuka, Asuma said. Hiruzen wrote down Kiba's name under Team 10. Okay Kakashi, and your last pick? Hinata Hyuga, Kakashi said. Hiruzen went ahead and wrote down Hinata's name under Team 7, and since Shino is the last one left he wrote down Shino's name under Team 8. And that leaves Shino Aburame with you Kurenai, is that okay? Hiruzen asked. Yes, that's fine, I got the squad I wanted, Kurenai stated. Okay, everyone is dismissed. Hiruzen said. Actually Kurenai, can you stay behind real quick? I need to talk to you about Naruto-kun, Tsunade said. Okay, I'll see you two at the academy shortly, Kurenai told Asuma, and Kakashi nodded and left. Kurenai, I'm assuming Naruto informed you I'll be assisting him with his chakra control, and Jiraiya is going to be teaching Fuinjutsu? Tsunade asked. Yes, he did, which I'm surprised to find that out since it's my job to help him with his chakra control too, Kurenai stated. Well, you will be helping him with that, but with Naruto being an Uzumaki, and a Jinchuriki he has a massive chakra pool. So he needs extra training for it. Now there's one thing you both don't know. Tsunade said. Okay? What is it, Lady Tsunade? Kurenai asked. Jiraiya and I are telling Naruto about his real mother, Kushina Uzumaki, tonight. He's also gonna start learning about the Uzumaki clan. Our hopes are he can find a way to unlocking or using the adamant and chakra chains. He might not be in a good mood tomorrow, but since he isn't learning about Minato yet, we should be fine, Tsunade said. Kurenai looked at Tsunade with shock. She didn't know what to say, so all she did was nod. Since I'm going to be training as Hokage now, Jiraiya is going to be doing more missions. He's going to be in your care, so please look after our son, Tsunade said. Yes, Lady Tsunade, I'll do my best, Kurenai said with a smile. Okay, you're free to leave now, Tsunade said. Kurenai bowed at the both of them and left for the academy. Naruto was sitting at his desk, while everyone else was in groups talking. Ino and Sakura were bothering Sasuke. Shikamaru, Choji, and Kiba were in a group talking. Shino and Hinata were sitting at their desk quietly. Naruto was once again reading a different Fuinjutsu book. This one was more of the basics and how to make storage scrolls and explosive tags. Iruka walked in and got everyone's attention. Class, sit down, please. Your senseis are here now and you're about to find out who's on your team. Everyone went back to their seats. Once seated, Asuma walked through the door and said, Team 10 will be Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka, and Kiba Inuzuka. Meet me at the tea shop. We'll talk and get to know each other. Asuma shunned Shin out of the room. Kiba, Ino, and Shikamaru got up and left the room. Kurenai then entered the room after they left. She walked in front of the desk and said, Hello? Teammate will be Naruto Uzumaki, Shino Aburame, and Sakura Haruno. Naruto was excited that he and Sakura were going to be on the same team. He looked at Sakura, who looked defeated that she wasn't with Sasuke. Shino on the other hand was extremely happy that he was with Naruto and Sakura. He didn't really have any friends, but he does consider those two as his friends. Okay, you three? Meet me up on the rooftop. No offense to Team 7, but if I know your sensei as well as I think I do, he'll be late, Kurenai said, and then shined out onto the roof. The three of them walked out of the classroom. As they were walking to the roof, Naruto went to Sakura and said, Hey Sakura-chan, isn't it awesome we're on the same team? Maybe now you can forget about Sasuke and we can go on a date. Sakura looked at him angrily. I'd rather be on a team with Sasuke-kun rather than on a team with you, Naruto. I appreciate you saying we're still friends, but I won't ever go on a date with you, so stop asking. Naruto flinched initially at first, but quickly started to get angry with the pinkette. Listen, Sakura, just because I defended you that one time with Ano doesn't mean this friendship can't be broken either. There's a breaking point on how much someone can take being insulted. Just remember, I beat your precious Sasuke-kun, and he also wasn't the one who stepped up to your bullies, remember that. Naruto then stormed away from Shino and Sakura. Sakura stood still and watched Naruto storm away. She was in shock. Naruto never got angry with her like that. Shino looked at Sakura and shook his head. Sakura, you shouldn't have said that. This isn't a good way for the team to start off. Shino then walked away from her, and continued to head to the roof to meet their sensei. Sakura didn't know what to do. She didn't even mean to say what she said. She's been confused about her feelings for some time now, but she guessed she must still be in love with Sasuke. Damn it, I'm sorry Naruto, I'm destroying this friendship, and more so your feelings to me. I don't know what to do to fix this, she thought to herself. Sakura ended up starting walking to the roof again to catch up with her teammates, and to meet their sensei. The three of them met Kurenai on the roof and sat down on a bench. Hello you three. Why don't we start with introductions, so I can get to know you all better? Tell me about your likes, dislikes, hobbies, and dreams. Let's start with you, Kurenai said while pointing at Sakura. I'm Sakura Haruno. I like the person I like. My dreams are to be a strong kunoichi like my mother once was and like Lady Tsunade. Hobbies besides reading? I like gardening, and helping cook dinner with my mother. I dislike my large forehead and pink hair, Sakura said with a depressed look at the end. But Sakura-chan, I like your forehead and pink hair. Naruto interrupted. Sakura, I agree with Naruto, your forehead and pink hair is fine. Don't let people bully you, and I'm sure the whole team agrees. You're a kunoichi, and from what I read, you have a chance to surpass me, maybe even Lady Tsunade. Kurenai said. Sakura couldn't help but blush from what Naruto said, and the fact that Kurenai-sensei thought she could surpass Lady Tsunade of the legendary Sannin. Okay, your turn glasses, Kurenai said to Shino. Hello sensei. I'm Shino Aburame. I like bugs. My hobbies are collecting new species of bugs to help with my clan's jutsus. I miss my older brother Figuratorian Aburame. I dislike a group called Root. Shino said. So his brother was taken by Danzo. Hopefully, we can help him in a way. Kurenai thought. Okay, Naruto. You're up. Kurenai said. Well, let's see, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I like ramen and going to get ramen with my dad. My hobbies are reading Fuinjutsu. I dislike jerks, Sasuke, and not eating ramen. My dream is to be Hokage. Naruto said. It's nice to meet you all. I'm Kurenai Yuhi. I like reading and cooking. One of my hobbies is gardening. I dislike liars, and my dream is to make sure my students are successful. Kurenai told them. Now with that being said, we'll meet again tomorrow at 10 a.m. I wonder if they'll notice they'll have to track me. Kurenai thought to herself momentarily as she proceeded to shun Shin away. Wait, she didn't tell us where to meet tomorrow morning. Naruto said. Maybe she wants us to track her? Sakura said. If so, let's meet early tomorrow to find her. What do you think, Shino? Naruto asked. I think you guys are right. Let's meet at 9 a.m. tomorrow in front of the academy? Shino said. Sounds good to me. See you two tomorrow. I have to head home. My mom and dad want to talk to me about something important, Naruto said, waving goodbye to his friends and headed home. Just before Naruto got home, Jiraiya, did you grab all the photos that don't have Minato in them? Tsunade asked. Yes, Tsunade, I did. We're going to have to tell him about a few things he can't do. Jiraiya said. What do you mean? Tsunade asked with a questioning look. One of the women that are in a few pictures with Kushina is that girl Sakura's mother. So we can't have Naruto going to Sakura, asking her mom questions about Kushina until he knows about Minato. Jiraiya stated. Okay, we'll just have to lay some rules for him, and explain to him that when the time is right, we'll tell him about his father. Do you think we should tell him we're actually his grandparents? Tsunade asked. At this point, it's tough to say. If we do tell him, he's going to get even more curious about who our son/his father is, and he might start asking around. Now, on the other hand, the only one who knows Minato is our son Isara Toby-sensei. So I think it might be okay to tell him, but I'll leave that up to you. Jiraiya said. If I think he's taking the news about Kushina, okay, I'll tell him. I don't want to lose him, Jiraiya. We finally know what it's like being parents. I can't lose Naruto-kun either. My heart won't be able to handle it if we lose him. Tsunade said with tears coming down. Jiraiya hugged Tsunade tightly. We won't lose him. I promise I'll do whatever I can to keep this family together. Jiraiya kisses on her forehead, and as he was about to say something else, the front door opens. Mom, Dad, I'm home. Naruto said. Naruto, we're in the living room. Come in and sit down. Jiraiya said. Naruto walked into the living room to see Jiraiya and Tsunade on the couch with what looked like photos on the table. He walked to them and sat down. So what is it that you two wanted to talk to me about? Naruto asked. Before they could even get to what they wanted to talk about, Naruto noticed the pictures on the table showing a beautiful red-headed woman. The moment he saw her, his heart started to hurt. He didn't know why, but he had a feeling this woman was important to him in some way. Mom, who is this lady with the red hair in this picture? Naruto asked. Naruto-kun, this is very difficult for us to talk to you about, but that lady is Kushina Uzumaki, Tsunade said. Naruto looked at her with shock. This woman had the same last name as him. Maybe she's a relative or something? Is she my cousin? Naruto asked. No, Naruto. That's your real mother. Jiraiya said. She's my real mother? Naruto said, picking up one of the photos and looking at her. So who's my real father, Dad? Naruto asked Jiraiya. Unfortunately, Naruto, we can't tell you that just yet. Your father had a lot of enemies, and no one except your Tsunade and I knew about Kushina and him being married, Jiraiya said. So what were you to them then? Naruto asked. Tsunade thought about it for a second, and she could tell Naruto wasn't freaking out about his real mom. Naruto-kun, we know you kept hearing some of the villagers bring up that you were adopted, and could tell you really didn't believe them. Well, I'm actually quite surprised you aren't angry at us for not telling you the truth. We were selfish, Jiraiya, and I that is. You see, your father is actually our son, but we were never there for him as parental figures. We were both too young to really be parents, so we actually put him in an orphanage. We never really got a chance to tell him the truth, and we never got to actually raise him, so we both swore we would raise you as our own child. So please, don't be mad at us for being selfish and wanting to raise you as our own son instead of being our grandson, Tsunade said with a sad look on her face. Well, it wasn't okay that you both didn't tell me the truth, and you're still withholding who my father is, but I can understand why you did it. Although you're technically my grandparents, to me you both are my mom and dad unless for some weird way my mom and dad come back to life, then you'll become my grandparents, Naruto said while laughing at the last thing he said. Thank you, Naruto. I don't think you know how much that truly means to us. Now, how about you take a look at all these photos of your mother? Jiraiya said with a cheeky smile. Naruto started looking at the photos and then he looked at a photo of his mom with a pale blonde hair woman. There was something about this woman that reminded him of Sakura for some reason. Hey mom? Who's this woman next to my real mom? Naruto asked. Well, before we tell you, Naruto, there's one thing your mother and I need to say before we tell you who that woman is. You're forbidden to ask who your father is when you eventually meet this woman, and you can't go to your grandfather and ask him who your father is either. Got it? Jiraiya asked. Okay, I won't ask them. So who is she? Naruto asked. Naruto-kun, I believe her name Mabuki, and she is Sakura's mother, Tsunade told him. Naruto looked at her in shock. Wow, Sakura-chan and my mother were friends. This feels really strange to me right now, especially with Sakura-chan being on my team, and my feelings toward her. I can see why you don't want me going to ask her. Thank you too for showing me this. I know it probably took a lot to tell me this. Just know your parents too. Okay? Naruto said. Naruto, I must say, you sounded really mature right there. I'm quite proud of you, son. How about we start working on your seals and Fuinjutsu? Hopefully, before your first real mission, you can make your own explosive tags? Jiraiya suggested. That'd be great, Dad. Mom, tomorrow is our first training day, and Kurenai-sensei I believe is gonna start teaching us chakra control. Is that when we'll start too? Naruto asked. If that's what you want, then yes, we can start tomorrow also, Tsunade said with a smile. Naruto, before we start working on Fuinjutsu. The Uzumaki clan was known for Fuinjutsu. Your clan had a very unique clan technique. They're called the adamantine sealing chains. They're the only clan that could really use them since it was a clan technique. One thing we will discuss in the future is clan politics, and then you'll understand why. These books we have right here are about the Uzumaki clan, and we hope these books can help you eventually learn how to use them. The adamantine sealing chains will come in handy for you in the future. They're a part of Fuinjutsu, so please, do your best to read these books and study, my son. Jiraiya said. Naruto took several of the books his dad handed him. He realized one of them was by his real mother. He gave Jiraiya and Tsunade a determined look, and said, I won't let you both down. Believe it! Naruto hugged them both, and then Jiraiya stood up, and Naruto did the same. He followed Jiraiya to the table where they started to work on basic Fuinjutsu seals like a storage scroll seal. Naruto, once we get the storage scroll down, we'll go to a C-rank Fuinjutsu and we'll try to have you master exploding dragon strike. Jiraiya said. Naruto looked at him with big eyes. Okay, Dad. That'll definitely help on missions too, Naruto said excitedly. The next day, Naruto woke up early. He went to the bathroom to brush his teeth and take a shower. Once out of the shower, he put on his red and blue jumpsuit and his hitate. Naruto ran downstairs to see the breakfast laid out for him, and only to see Jiraiya there and not Tsunade. Hey, Dad? Where's Mom? Naruto asked. She already left to start her training with Gramps today on becoming Hokage. Although it was supposed to wait until it was announced, Gramps changed his mind and wanted to start as soon as possible. Jiraiya said. Naruto's jaw dropped. He had no clue his mom was becoming Hokage. Jiraiya realized his mistake. Now Naruto, we forgot to tell you, but you can't tell anyone yet, Jiraiya said. Naruto quickly finished his breakfast. Well, Dad, I gotta get going. Kurenai-sensei is having us track her this morning. Oh, really? That'll be good for you to start learning. Good luck, Naruto, Jiraiya said. Naruto left and headed to the academy to meet up with his teammates. Naruto walked up to the academy entrance and saw his teammates Shino and Sakura. Hey guys. Hope I didn't keep you waiting? No Naruto, you didn't, Shino said. Sakura on the other hand was acting shy and avoided looking at Naruto after what happened yesterday. Naruto noticed Sakura being quiet, and he realizes it was because of what happened yesterday. He frowned because he never thought he would have an outburst like that, let alone with it being the girl he just so happened to have a crush on. He knew though he had to do that because he couldn't let Sakura just walk all over him and hurt his feelings. Okay, so how do you guys think we should start to track Kurenai-sensei? Naruto asked. Sakura put her head to her chin, thinking of a plan, and then said, well, we could have Shino send out some of his bugs. And maybe you could send out some shadow clones, Naruto. While the clones and bugs are searching, we as a team can start walking around looking for her? That sounds like a great idea, Sakura-chan. Shadow clone jutsu, Naruto said, proceeding to make 20 shadow clones. He gave them instructions and they ran off to look for their sensei. Go my bugs, Shino said, holding his arms out and letting bugs fly out to find their sensei. Alright, where should we start looking at first? Naruto asked. How about we walk over to the tea house that's near the hospital, Sakura said. Sure thing, Sakura. Let's go, Shino said. The three of them started walking towards the tea house near the hospital. It was awkwardly quiet, so Sakura broke the silence. So Naruto, Sakura began. Yes, Sakura-chan? Naruto responded, looking into her emerald eyes while walking. Sakura blushed a little as she looked into Naruto's cerulean blue eyes. She coughed a little to pull herself together. Yesterday, you said your parents needed to talk to you about something. If you don't mind me asking, what was it about? Sakura asked. Naruto thought about it for a second if he should tell the team everything or just a little bit of what happened yesterday. He decided to only tell them a little bit instead. Well, Sakura-chan, I only feel comfortable talking about some of the things we discussed last night. We discussed my clan, the Uzumaki clan. They want me to read up on it and take my studying a Fuinjutsu very seriously. There's a Fuinjutsu called the adamantine sealing chains. It's an Uzumaki clan technique. They want me to be able to eventually be able to use it. That's about it for the most part, Naruto told them. Naruto didn't know anything about his clan? That seems a little strange. I guess we'll have to wait and see if he tells us more. I can tell he's hiding something pretty big, Sakura thought to herself. Adamantine sealing chains? I don't think I ever heard of it, Sakura said. That's because it's a clan technique, Sakura. Clans are very secretive when it comes to their techniques. Since Naruto is probably the last Uzumaki, it makes sense why we haven't seen or heard of it until now. Shino said. Yeah, my parents said in the future we'll be discussing clan politics. I guess that makes sense why we haven't seen anyone else using them, huh, Sakura-chan? Naruto said. Yeah, I guess it does, Sakura said. As they were about to reach the tea shop, one of Naruto's clones came running to them. Yo boss! I found sensei. Oh, where is she? Naruto said. As the clone was about to answer, Shino's bugs came back. It seems like our sensei is that way, Shino said, pointing towards the Hokage monument. Stupid bugs, I was about to say that, Naruto's clone said before he got dispelled. Alright you two, let's go meet up with sensei, Sakura said, and the three started running towards the Hokage monument. After a few minutes, and running up the stairs of the Hokage monument, Naruto was the first to reach the top and saw their sensei. We found you, sensei, Naruto yelled. That you have, Naruto. You and Shino did a great job using your techniques to find me, Kurenai said, smiling at the three. Sensei, why did you have us try to find you? Sakura said in between breaths. Kurenai noticed Sakura's poor conditioning, reminding herself that the three should probably run laps in the morning before training. Well, Sakura, to answer your question, when I was genin, my squad was a tracker squad, and I originally planned for my genin team to be a tracker squad. That changed, however, when I met Naruto during your graduation exam. I realized Naruto has a lot of potential, and since then I changed my mind on what type of team I wanted. A team that is well balanced, and would be able to adapt to any situation. Kurenai told her genin. Well, why did you select me then, Kurenai-sensei? I don't really have any good traits. I'm not strong, I'm poor at taijutsu. I don't have a very good chakra pool and reserves. If anything, my pool might be close to average, maybe worse. So I don't understand why you would choose me? Sakura asked with a sad expression. Kurenai looked at Sakura with a sad face. This poor child thinks she's useless when she doesn't realize how strong she could truly become. Sakura, training can change everything. You said that is supposedly wrong with you. You can gain strength. Becoming better at taijutsu is easy with the right instructor, and the chakra pools/reserves can be fixed with physical and mental training. Now what you don't realize is, you're extremely smart, very good at strategic planning, and from what I read you have potential in genjutsu. I'm a genjutsu master, so you and I will focus on your genjutsu the most. Kurenai told Sakura to see a smile appear on her face with tears forming at her eyes. As Kurenai was about to speak about another reason why she chose this group, Naruto spoke up. Sakura-chan, stop thinking you're useless. Just like Kurenai-sensei said, everything can change with a little training. You're extremely intelligent, And I'm sure when we finally do real missions, your intelligence and strategic planning will help us out a lot. If you want, we can practice on your taijutsu after training with sensei or missions? It'll have to be at my place though because I have a lot of training I also must do after missions or training with sensei. Naruto said. Sakura was shocked by what Naruto just said. Sure, Naruto. I don't mind if you help me if it's okay with Kurenai-sensei too. You know what? Why don't you all go with Naruto after training to improve your taijutsu? From my understanding, Naruto is good at taijutsu, whereas you both need to improve on it. For the time being, Sakura, I want you to practice with Naruto on taijutsu until I find you three an instructor. Kurenai said. Kurenai-sensei, it'll be a little bit tougher for me to go, since my clan wants me to continue learning all the clan techniques, Shino said. That's fine Shino, Sakura I still want you to go after missions or training to accompany Naruto to practice on taijutsu, Kurenai said. Yes sensei, Sakura said. Now the other reason I choose you Sakura, and Shino is because of what Tsuchi told me about Naruto. You two seem to be the closest to Naruto when it comes to friendship-wise. That should work extremely well with team chemistry and fighting together. Kurenai said. Alright, now let's head to our training ground and begin training. I want to start with chakra control and taijutsu. Kurenai said, leading them down from the Hokage monument. As they were walking to their training ground, Naruto was the first to speak up and break the silence. Kurenai-sensei, I was wondering when you will start training us on ninjutsu? Kurenai put her hand on her chin thinking while still walking ahead to the training ground. Good question Naruto. I think we'll work on ninjutsu after our first C-rank mission. That way I can see how you guys fare out of the village and depend on what ninjutsu would work best with you three. Kurenai said. Sensei, when do you think we'll be ready for a C-rank mission? Naruto asked. Naruto, we just became a team. We need to work on strategies, teamwork, chakra control, and taijutsu before we even think about taking a C-rank mission. Kurenai stated. Okay, Sensei, Naruto said. They continued walking for a few more minutes and ended up on Training Ground 8. This is Training Ground 8, this will be the official Team 8 training ground. Okay, to start today off, I want you guys to go up against me 1v1 in taijutsu. So I officially can see where you three stand in taijutsu. Kurenai said. Sakura I want you to start it off, followed by Shino, and then Naruto, Kurenai told them. Yes Sensei, the three said to Kurenai. Sakura walked towards where Kurenai was and got in the stance she learned at the academy. Looks like the basic taijutsu stance from the academy books. This girl is going to need a lot of training on her taijutsu. Wonder who I should go to for this. Kurenai thought while she saw Sakura take her stance. Okay Sakura, come at me, Kurenai told her. Sakura was hesitant at first but started going to Kurenai. Sakura threw a right hook to Kurenai's head which Kurenai blocked. Sakura continued and tried to send a kick to Kurenai's midsection, but Kurenai grabbed the incoming kick and threw her about 10 feet from her. Sakura, your taijutsu is identical to the academy instruction, but you aren't putting in any strength behind your punches. The way you're fighting you'll put your teammates in danger. I have an idea who I want to make your taijutsu instructor, but for the time being work with Naruto with your taijutsu, and I'll help when we're training. Okay Shino, your turn, Kurenai said. Shino got in a different stance than Sakura and got ready to charge at Kurenai. This must be the Aburame clan style of taijutsu. Interesting. Come at me anytime Shino. Shino charged forward launching an overhead kick to their sensei. Kurenai blocked it, but then Shino followed up with a right hook that Kurenai blocked with her left arm. Shino then tried to do a roundhouse kick, but Kurenai ducked underneath it. Before Shino knew it Kurenai grabbed his right wrist and wrenched it behind his back and forced him face first onto the ground. Good job Shino. Okay Naruto, show me what Lady Tsunade taught you. Kurenai said. Yes Sensei, Naruto said, walking by Shino and giving him a pat on the back. Shino responded to the pat with a nod. Naruto walked towards his sensei. He stopped about 10 feet in front of her and got into his stance. His stance is definitely very similar to Lady Tsunade's from what I remember when I saw her fight once. Kurenai thought. Okay Naruto, come when you're ready. Naruto charged straight towards her with his right fist drawn back. Kurenai was getting ready to block his punch when Naruto changed and went for a roundhouse kick instead. Oh, he's changing on a whim, not like what the others were thinking of doing. Kurenai quickly threw up her right arm to block the roundhouse kick from Naruto. Naruto then proceeded to throw a right hook, which Kurenai blocked with her left arm. Kurenai threw a right hook of her own to see Naruto block it with both arms. Kurenai tried to do an overhead kick, but Naruto jumped out of the way. Naruto jumped forward and went to try and do a sidekick to Kurenai's midsection, but she grabbed his leg and then threw him to Shino and Sakura, having him land just a couple feet in front of them. Well done Naruto, Lady Tsunade has taught you well. Now I think Sakura should train with you until I find you three an instructor when it comes to taijutsu. I'm not the best at it, so there's only so much I could teach you on it. Kurenai said. The three of them nodded their heads to Kurenai. Okay, now let's start learning chakra control. Kurenai had them follow her to the trees on their training ground. She walked up to 3 tall trees, and turned around and looked at her students. Okay, so this chakra control training you'll be walking up the tree. You focus chakra onto the bottom of your feet. If you put too little you'll simply fall from the tree. Now if you put too much you'll be pushed off the tree. So watch me, Kurenai said, turning around to look at the tree. She focused chakra on the bottom of her feet and slowly started walking up the tree until she reached about halfway up the tree and jumped down back to her students. Okay, now when you three do this, mark your spot with cutting a mark with a kunai, Kurenai instructed them. All three of them took out kunai, except Naruto took a three-pronged kunai instead. Hey Naruto. Where did you get that kunai? Kurenai asked. My parents gave them to me. They want me to learn how to fight with a three-pronged kunai. They said it will help me in the future, but they were very vague about it though, to be honest. Naruto told her. So they want him to learn how to use Lord Fourth style with the kunai. I wonder if they want him to eventually try to learn the technique that got him his nickname. Interesting, Kurenai thought. Alright, you may begin. We'll be doing this until I tell you to stop. Okay? Kurenai asked. The three of them began doing their chakra control exercise. After a couple of hours, the only one to make it close to where Kurenai got on the tree was Sakura. Shino was able to get close though. Naruto on the other hand could only get about 5 feet up the tree. Alright, you three, that's enough. Naruto, I know you're frustrated, but with the amount of chakra you have it's going to be more difficult for you, okay? Kurenai told him. Okay sensei, Naruto said with a dejected look on his face. Kurenai gave him a reassuring smile. Alright you three, you're dismissed. Meet me in front of the Hokage mansion tomorrow so we can get assigned out first D-rank mission. Yes sensei. The three said in unison. Alright Sakura-chan, and Shino I got to go home and train a little bit more, Naruto told them. Naruto, don't overdo it. Okay? Sakura said with a concerned voice. Yeah Naruto. We don't need you getting hurt on our first mission tomorrow because you're exhausted, Shino added. Kurenai couldn't help but laugh a little. They're right Naruto, don't go too hard tonight okay? Geez sensei, I was only going to Fuinjutsu with my dad. My mom is sure going to be tired from whatever Gramps had her doing today. Naruto said. About a week later, Naruto then waved goodbye to his teammates after another lousy D-rank mission and started running home. After a few minutes he arrives in front of his home. Naruto entered his house and took off his shinobi sandals at the front door before walking into the living room. As he entered the living room, he saw his dad sitting at the dinner table. Hey Naruto, your mother is actually really tired from work today, but if you're ready to continue working on your Fuinjutsu, we can try making the exploding dragon strike. Yeah, that sounds great dad. It's a C-rank Fuinjutsu, correct? Naruto asked. That's correct. It'll definitely help you to at least have a couple of these scrolls on you when you get your first C-rank mission, Jiraiya said. Okay, and how am I going to carry those around? Naruto asked. Well, we'll probably have to change up your gear. I think we should add some scroll holders for your leg, that way this Fuinjutsu is easy to grab for you. Now, this Fuinjutsu strength depends on how much chakra you put into the scroll. So for you Naruto, although this is a C-rank jutsu, with your chakra you could at this point potentially have it up to a B-rank jutsu. Jiraiya told him. Wait, you're saying because I have a large chakra pool and reserves I could make this a potential B-rank jutsu? Naruto said in awe. Jiraiya nodded at Naruto. Yes, so be careful when using it to make sure none of your teammates is near it. Naruto nodded and got back to work. After a couple hours, Naruto almost got the exploding dragon strike down. Alright, Naruto. That's enough for today. Why don't we go to a Chiraka for dinner since your mother is sleeping the day away? Jiraiya suggested. Sure, Dad. I almost have the exploding dragon strike down anyways. I doubt my team and I will be going on any C-rank missions anytime soon, Naruto said as they put their shinobi sandals on and left the house. As they're walking through the village, some of the villagers greeted Jiraiya. Naruto couldn't help but think how cool his parents were. So Dad, if we take the Chunin exams this year and I make it to the finals, will you teach me a powerful ninjutsu? Naruto asked out of curiosity. Naruto, if your team is allowed to participate and you make it to the finals, I'll try to teach you the Rasengan, Jiraiya said. You promise? Naruto said. Yes, Jiraiya said as he started to pull the flaps away to enter Ichiraku. They both walked to the bar and greeted Tucci and Ayam. Hey Tucci and Ayam. How are you both doing? Jiraiya asked. Hey Master Jiraiya. We're doing good. I see you brought Naruto with you. I'm assuming Lady Tsunade is busy? Tucci asked. Yes, Sarutobi-sensei really had her busy today helping him and also working at the hospital if they needed her. She's sleeping at home. Jiraiya said. Ah, I see. I'll make her a takeout order for you to bring back to her. Tucci said. Thanks, that's much appreciated. I don't want to be on the receiving end of a hangry Tsunade, Jiraiya said, making Naruto, Tucci and Ayam laugh. How are you Naruto? How's the team training and missions going? Tucci asked. I'm doing good old man, and everything is going good except for the boring D-rank missions unfortunately, Naruto said. Well that's expected, I doubt you guys are ready for tougher missions. I'm assuming you two want your usual miso pork? Tucci said. Naruto and Jiraiya nodded. They ended up staying there for almost 2 hours enjoying their time with the Ichiraka family. They paid and went home to end their day. A couple of weeks later, Naruto just got home early from a D-rank mission, rescuing that stupid cat again with his team. Since it ended early, he knew that Sakura would be stopping by to practice on taijutsu, and Shino was going home to work with his bugs. He was wondering where his mother was since she wasn't in the Hokage office when they returned. He walked into the living room, and the answer to his question was right in front of him. He saw his mom was home early. "Mom, what are you doing home this early?" Naruto asked. "We're going to do some chakra control training today. I made sure Gramps let me out early today to help you work on it a bit," Tsunade said. "I want to let you know before we start, Sakura-chan is coming over later to work on her taijutsu. So what should we do today? I've already got walking on trees and water down. I also was able to do the leaf concentration chakra control training at the academy." Naruto told her. "Today, we're going to do a variation of the leaf concentration chakra control training, but instead of a leaf, we'll use a rock instead. You'll have to use more chakra and the right amount of control to keep it on your forehead. Once you master that, the next training will be you learning to run up walls that are wet, running on the water with waves. And last but not least, we'll use a water balloon where you have to manipulate the direction the water is going without having it explode," Tsunade told him. "The water balloon exercise is going to help you out more than you realize, Naruto. When Jiraiya starts training you on the Rasengan, you'll understand more," Tsunade thought to herself. "Okay mom, shall we head outside then?" Naruto asked. Tsunade nodded her head, and they headed outside. Tsunade walked up to Naruto, and handed him a small-sized rock. "Alright, Naruto-kun. Just like the leaf concentration, put that rock in the middle of your forehead and do your best to keep it there with your chakra," Tsunade said. "Okay mom," Naruto said, putting the rock on his forehead, focusing his chakra on to the point where the rock touches his forehead. After an hour or so while Naruto was practicing, Jiraiya walked out to watch him train. "Tsunade, how's it going with his chakra control?" "Well, it was rough in the beginning, but he's starting to make a lot of progress on it. I think he might have it down in a couple of hours. But I need to talk to you real quick about an exercise I'm going to have him do. Naruto-kun, your dad, and I need to discuss something inside real quick." "You almost have it down, keep at it," Tsunade said, leading Jiraiya into the living room. "Okay, Tsunade, what did you want to ask me?" Jiraiya asked. "So, this is actually going to help you in the long run once you start teaching him the Rasengan. One of my exercises I'm going to have Naruto-kun do is to manipulate water in a balloon. He's going to have to move the water in the balloon in different directions with his chakra. This will eventually hopefully help him down the line when you have him use the rubber ball exercise for the Rasengan. I hope you don't mind me doing this," Tsunade said. Jiraiya gave it some thought. "That's fine, he needs to learn better chakra control, especially if he wants to use the Rasengan with one hand. I'm okay with this. Thank you, I already told him we're going to do this exercise, but if you weren't okay with it I would have thought of a different exercise," Tsunade said, then giving Jiraiya a hug and then giving him a kiss on the lips. "You're welcome, you really don't have to ask me. I'm going to back whatever chakra control exercise you have him do," Jiraiya said, going in for a longer kiss. "Thank you again for always listening to me and having my back with my decisions on our son. I should head back out there," Tsunade said, giving him one more quick kiss. After another hour of working on his chakra control, "Naruto-kun, that's enough. You have taijutsu training today with Sakura. You need to make sure you aren't too tired from it." Tsunade and Naruto both entered the living room just to hear someone knocking on the front door. "Naruto-kun, you can wait in the living room, I'll go let Sakura in," Tsunade said. Tsunade walked to the front door and opened it. She saw Sakura wearing her usual red chipao dress with green biker shorts. "Hello Sakura, welcome. Come in," Tsunade said to a timid Sakura. "Thank you, Lady Tsunade," Sakura said, bowing. "How are you, Sakura?" "Naruto-kun informed me you'll be practicing taijutsu with him until Kurenai finds you a taijutsu instructor?" Tsunade said. "Yes, Lady Tsunade. She hasn't found anyone yet, and this is the first day Naruto is assisting me with my taijutsu until Kurenai-sensei gets us an instructor," Sakura said, following Tsunade into the living room. "If I could instruct you three myself, I would, but I'm unfortunately busy with a lot of work that Lord Hokage has me doing," Tsunade said. Sakura looked at Tsunade in shock. "I couldn't even imagine Lady Tsunade being our instructor on taijutsu. Maybe one day I can convince her to take me as her apprentice." "Hey, Sakura-chan. Welcome to my home," Naruto said. "Thank you, Naruto. And thank you, Lady Tsunade, for letting me come here to train with Naruto," Sakura said. "No problem, Sakura. I'll come outside a little later to see how it's going, and bring you two some snacks," Tsunade said. "This way, Sakura-chan, and thank you, Mom," Naruto said, leading Sakura out to their backyard. Sakura was in shock at how big their backyard was. "It's pretty much a personal training ground, but just not as big." "Naruto, I didn't know your family pretty much had their own training ground?" Sakura said. "Well, my dad and mom used to train together a lot when I was younger from what they told me, but now they're going to be assisting me at times with my chakra control, and then with Fuinjutsu," Naruto said. "Anyway, Sakura-chan, we'll start with your stance and then I'll let you come at me and see if you can land a hit," Naruto said. Sakura got into her stance, and Naruto walked up and fixed the little things that he saw from what he could remember from the academy books and training. Sakura started to blush slightly with Naruto being close to her. "What is going on right now? Why am I blushing like this? I like Sasuke-kun. What's wrong with Naruto? He's cute, strong, and he isn't an idiot?" It's not like Sasuke-kun is paying attention to us, Inner. Sakura said. Inner, not now. I don't like Naruto like that. Sakura said to Inner. Are you dumb? Whatever you say there. Keep hiding your feeling for Naruto, and keep going after the stubborn Uchiha, Inner said. Listen, Inner, I'm not arguing with you about this right now, okay? Sakura said to her inner personality, and went back to focusing on training with Naruto. After working on Sakura's stance for another 30 minutes, Naruto felt her stance was good now and they could start sparring. Okay, Sakura-chan, I think we can start sparring now if you're ready, Naruto said with a toothy smile. If you think I'm ready, Naruto, then sure, let's spar, Sakura said. Okay, Sakura, come at me, Naruto said. After some time has gone by with them sparring, Naruto stops the session for a brief minute. Sakura, you're too stiff when it comes to taijutsu. Just need to let everything go with the flow and not think about what you're going to do next. Just let your body decide what to do next. Naruto said. Okay, Naruto, Sakura said. Now let's go again, Naruto said. After a few exchanges, Naruto could tell that Sakura was starting to improve. While he was blocking her attacks, Naruto couldn't help but get distracted by how beautiful Sakura was. Sakura could tell Naruto was distracted by something and took the opportunity to get an advantage on him. Sakura went in for a hip toss. Naruto was caught off guard and wasn't expecting Sakura to do that. He grabbed one of her arms when she was doing the hip toss. From the momentum of her toss and Naruto grabbing onto her arm, they both went to the ground with Naruto somehow landing on top of her, and their faces only a couple of inches apart. They both look each other in the eyes and both start blushing. Naruto gets up quickly and then helps Sakura up. Sorry about that, Sakura-chan, Naruto said, putting his hand behind his hand and looking away. It's okay, Naruto. I wasn't expecting you to be able to counter that with you being distracted and all. What were you thinking about, Naruto? Sakura asked. Oh, it was nothing at all, Naruto said hastily, still not looking at Sakura. Naruto, you're lying to me. It's okay to tell me, Sakura said. Naruto turned his head to look at her. I was just thinking how beautiful you are. Sakura looked at Naruto with shock. She started to blush and swear she could hear Inner telling her that she told her so. Naruto, it's getting late, I think I should head home, Sakura said. Okay, Sakura-chan, Naruto said. They walk inside and see Tsunade in the kitchen finishing dinner, and Jiraiya at the table writing in his notebook. Hey, you two. Dinner is almost ready. You're more than welcome to join us if you like, Sakura. Tsunade offered. No thank you, Lady Tsunade. I should really be heading home, Sakura said, heading to the front door. Okay, well, whenever you come over again, you're always welcome to dinner, Tsunade said. Thank you again, Sakura said, bowing before putting on her sandals. Naruto opened the front door, letting Sakura out. Thanks for helping me today, Naruto. I really appreciate it. Sakura said. You're welcome, Sakura-chan. And I'm sorry if my comment bothered you, Naruto said while looking at the ground. It's okay, Naruto. I'll be going now. See you tomorrow, Naruto, Sakura said, turning and walking away. Bye, Sakura-chan. Naruto said. Kurenai was walking to the dango shop. She finally discovered the perfect instructor for her students on taijutsu. She walked into the shop and saw the person she was looking for sitting at the dango shop bar table. That person was Anko Mitarashi. Kurenai walked up to Anko and sat next to her. Hey Anko, I have a favor to ask you. What is it this time, Kurenai? Anko said, biting into a piece of dango off the stick she was holding. I was wondering if you could instruct my students on taijutsu. You know I'm not the greatest at taijutsu, and I was hoping you would decide to train them for me in taijutsu, Kurenai said with a smile on her face. And why should I train your brats? Anko said with a smirk on her face. Because we're friends, and I'll treat you to dango for the next few weeks. But you also need to eat healthier too, Anko, Kurenai said with a teasing tone. Anko got a tick on her forehead. And what are you trying to say, Kurenai? That I'm getting fat? Well, I mean, if all you eat is dango, what do you really expect to happen? Kurenai said, keeping a smile on her face. Ugh, you're so annoying, Kurenai. Fine, I'll help your brats out. Who are they anyway? Any promising talent on your team? Anko asked. Well, I have Shino Aburame who could use some help with his taijutsu, Sakura Haruno who's very intelligent but has self-confidence issues and didn't take the academy training seriously, and then I have Naruto Uzumaki, Kurenai said. You have Lady Tsunade's and Master Jiraiya's son on your team? Does he even need training? Anko asked. Actually, they didn't really personally train him. They only assisted him here and there. They didn't want to hold his hand with everything. Lady Tsunade is helping him with chakra control outside our training and mission, and Master Jiraiya is teaching the kid Fuinjutsu. Kurenai informed her. Lady Tsunade only helped train him on the basics of taijutsu so he wouldn't lose to Sasuke Uchiha during the ranking test while they were in the academy, Kurenai said. I thought you originally wanted a tracking team? What changed your mind? Anko asked. Well, I just happened to run into Naruto during the graduation exam. We had ramen together, and I got to know him better. Did you know some people still treated him poorly because he's the Jinchuriki? Even when they found out who his adopted parents were, they still treated him badly, Kurenai said with a depressed look on her face. Anko looked slightly angry. Those idiot villagers. Naruto should be looked at as a hero, and not as a demon. Alright, Kurenai, I'll meet your genin tomorrow and introduce myself. Thank Anko, I greatly appreciate you doing this. I'll see you tomorrow then, Kurenai said, getting up and leaving to go home. The next day Naruto arrived at the training field seeing his teammates Sakura and Shino waiting for their sensei. Hey guys, is Kurenai-sensei here yet? Naruto asked. Nope, not yet, Naruto. I wonder if she found us an instructor yet? Sakura asked. Shino just stood there in silence listening to his teammates talk. Shino saw Kurenai walking over to them. Sensei is right there. Hello you three. Before introducing you to your taijutsu instructor, Sakura, you'll be starting genjutsu training with me before taijutsu training. Learning genjutsu will benefit you greatly and help place traps on enemy shinobi. Kurenai told her. Yes, sensei. I'll do my best, Sakura said. Okay, now to intro. As Kurenai was about to finish introducing them to the taijutsu instructor, a puff of smoke appeared next to Kurenai. Hello brats. I'm going to be your taijutsu instructor. My name is Anko Mitarashi. I'm a jonin, and I love dango. Anko said with a cheeky smile. Naruto couldn't help but think how cool Anko was when she appeared. Ugh, Anko, why do you have to always go over the top with entrances? Kurenai said while face-palming. Anyways, as she said, she's going to be your taijutsu instructor. Anko used to be an apprentice of one of the legendary Sannin, Orochimaru. Kurenai said. Don't you bring him up around me, Kurenai. That bastard can rot in hell for all I care, Anko said. Well you three, I'm gonna let you get acquainted with Anko. When you're done taijutsu training, take the rest of the day off, you'll probably need it, Kurenai said as she shunned Shin away. Alright brats, I'm going to see where you all stand with taijutsu and decide what I think you all need to work on and how to improve, Anko said. After about an hour testing them on their taijutsu, Anko has decided on what they all need to work on. Okay, Sakura needs to improve significantly. Her reaction time is slow, and she's slow at throwing punches and kicks, but they all are slow at though, so I'll have them all wear weights to improve on that front. Now Shino isn't bad but is weak, so the weights will definitely help him increase strength. Naruto's taijutsu is fine but is slow like the rest of them. Now the last thing they need besides field experience is conditioning, Anko thought. Okay Sakura, I'm going to be honest with you, you'll need the most work out of the group, but that's fine. Shino, your taijutsu isn't bad, but you're weak. It's okay though, I know how to fix that. Naruto, your taijutsu is actually pretty good for genin, but that isn't surprising considering who your mom is, but you're too slow, you all are. Now besides you brats being weak, it's your conditioning that is really bad. After every taijutsu training session, I'm going to have you guys running 5 laps around the village. When that gets too easy I'm bumping up to 10 laps and so on. Now to improve your fighting speed and strength, you three will be wearing weights from here on out. I'll increase the weight when I think you're getting too comfortable. I'm not going to be going easy on you brats, so by the time I'm officially done with you, you won't need to worry about how your taijutsu is. And maybe if you guys do well enough, Kurenai might think about signing you three up for the Chunin exams, Anko said. Anko walked up to them and put the weights on them, and then activated the weights. Naruto, Sakura, and Shino almost fell to the ground with an amount of weight the weights applied to them. What the hell, Anko-sensei? How much weight is this? Naruto yelled. Anko laughed, ha ha ha. Don't worry about that brats. Once you get even comfortable with the weights, they'll get even heavier. Alright, since you guys won't be able to do any taijutsu practice until you get used to these weights, go run your laps around the village. Anko said laughing. Team 8 very slowly started walking to leave the training ground to go on their run around the village. They barely can even walk, let alone run. How does that crazy woman expect us to run with this much weight? Naruto complained. I don't know, Naruto, but it will make us stronger and faster in the long run. Shino said. Sakura looked at them both. We need this, guys, and I definitely need this to improve and catch up to you guys. We can do this as a team. Shino and Naruto couldn't help but smile. They both know she needs this more than them, but they're a team and need to do this together. Yeah, let's do this, Sakura-chan, Naruto said, and they all tried their best to pick up the pace. Anko looked at her trainees and couldn't help but smile a little. Well, Kurenai, looks like you got a good group of genin. I'll do my best to train them, while Team 8 went on their run around the village. What they didn't know is they'll be going on their first C-rank mission very soon. What if the villagers find out Naruto is Minato's son? And thanks for watching my video till the end. If you enjoyed this content, then do consider subscribing to my channel, and leave a like if you guys need the next part. Comment down, and thanks for watching the video, and see you guys in the next video.